Correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.
A clash of titans. Caught in the grip of the Inquisition, under the watchful gaze of the cruel confessor, all seemed lost until a miraculous rescue came in the form of Julie, Moroni Johnson, and a Mormon bishop who also happens to be a weretiger. Together they rushed to stop the High Inquisitor's ritual, but were unable to stop the spell in time, as the mad priest bound Voltaire's father, an angel of the Lord, to his will. Then a phone call changed everything, as Nikolai Zaitlos, King of Vegas, partner to the fallen, a lord of the Order of Saint Lucifer, appeared, commanding our heroes to stand aside. The moment of glory had finally come. The moment the Lord had promised him centuries ago, when the voice of God first spoke to him. Everything had led to this. Soon war would spread across the world, the forces of the Inquisition cleansing the impure with holy fire. And this city, this modern Babylon, this haven of sin and depravity, would be the first to fall. The High Inquisitor looked out, past the rebellious angel he had bound, out to those who dared stand in the way of righteous judgment. They would be the first to taste the heat of celestial fire. Nikolai Zaitlos entered the room, the whisper of his shadowy partner growing louder in his mind as they beheld the scene before them. A madman, a bound angel, a gaggle of children he assumed believed themselves the heroes of this story. This simply wouldn't do. Excuse me, children. I believe this is a job for the adults.
Honestly, I kind of forgot that he came. Like, between last session and this one, I forgot that he came. Anyone have any talent suggestions?
What tier?
It's too late.
What tier?
Next a couple moments.
4.
4. Action surge.
Intense focus.
More intense
Yeah,
focus.
intense
Yeah.
What does that do?
I don't know. Just get it.
Okay.
So,
Nikolai has walked into the room.
Nikolai Zaitlos walks in from behind us, looking at the group with a disapproving look in his eye.
Disapproving.
If Cayden was in his way, Cayden is moving out of his way. Just patting slightly to the left or so.
Rian is moving to the side as well.
Parting the waters.
He looks out at everyone with a disapproving and very condescending look. This is a man who knows that he is above you in every way.
I feel like that's everyone in this world.
I mean, Voltaire's used to it.
Condescending.
You know?
Most of them.
His shadow stretches out in front of him. And yeah, pretty much everyone moves out of his way, except for Moroni.
Oh no.
Right.
Oh, this ain't good.
Moroni.
Let the man do his work.
Zaitlos sees Moroni, and you can see like Moroni's muscles are clenched as he looks at Zaitlos. Zaitlos just raises an eyebrow and then looks at Voltaire. It's interesting company you keep.
What can I say? I'm an interesting person.
I was unaware that you were acquainted with a paragon.
I believe acquainted may be stretching things a bit.
He does a small nod, like more to himself than to you at that, and then he turns away from you and focuses on Moroni. You're completely out of his thoughts now. My quarrel is not with you this day, Paragon. Step aside and let me deal with this pretender. If you wish, we can engage in battle another time. Moroni looks very reluctant.
Voltaire's just looking from Moroni to Zaitlos and back to Moroni. And he's just like, the fact that Zaitlos is giving him the time of day.
And Moroni finally steps back out of Zaitlos' way. Then the confessor takes a step forward and holds out that golden staff, which begins to glow. Zaitlos makes a contemptuous, almost like shooing gesture with his hand, and his shadow just stretches out beneath the confessor, and he vanishes, screaming into the shadow. You hear his screams of pain and terror slowly fade from distance as he falls through this endless void before he's just gone, consumed by Zaitlos' shadow. Now that the pawns have been dealt with, he steps past the group to face the High Inquisitor. The High Inquisitor, his eyes are just wide with frenzied excitement and wild energy. This man is riding some kind of high and does not look very sane right now. Desist now, priest, and your death will be swift. Force me to play my hand, and I will personally ensure an eternity of the most exquisite agonies. You have no power here. I have called down the fires of heaven this day, and you and all yours will be cleansed. Now, he points his finger and grips tighter on the chain holding Voltaire's father, which glow bright, and you can feel the pain in the air. This being that is Voltaire's father, this angel, is such a fundamental part of creation that when he feels pain, it resonates out into his surroundings.
Cayden does not like that one bit. He's feeling that, and he's like shaking himself, trying to almost like shake it off if he can in his wolf form.
As he speaks the name, it resonates in the air. As he commands, Anaio, destroy them.
No, please.
Hearing that, Voltaire is just like, I think now would be a good time to run.
Andi does not look like she wants to run.
Joan looks conflicted.
You can't tell what Cayden's thinking at all.
Honestly, same with Elianna. She's in some type of way, and she appears to be having some kind of highly emotional experience, but it's just, who knows what it is? Nothing's real right now.
Rian just looks ready to jump either into a sprint or into a fight.
Voltaire, he says that, he looks around, nobody obviously doing anything, and he's just like, do you all have a death wish?
Wait, is Zaitlos just like chilling?
No, that's, you don't have time. I wanted to wait for what people's faces were like right now, but there's not time to like have a conversation.
Oh.
Okay, because I was gonna like respond, and then I was like, wait.
No.
Petrified.
Makes sense. All right. Zaitlos' shadow just expands until it is completely encircling that ritual circle, and it is not two-dimensional anymore as it expands over until there's just this cloud of darkness surrounding the circle. We can only see bits of light that break through this black miasma. And then you hear a voice come out, this resonating voice. Shabagato, even before your fall, you were not my equal. And you hear a hiss that does not come from Zaitlos, but from the shadow. Whatever power you may have siphoned from the aberration beneath this city, you cannot stand against me. This is not my will, but I am sorry.
In response to hearing that, Voltaire is going to cast the most powerful barrier that he can currently cast.
You try, and the source of your power you can't tap into.
Oh no.
Your angelic magic was a gift from your father.
From my angelic father.
And all of his power is currently bound.
Okay, so it looks like the Shadow Man can't do much. So just as this is happening, if possible, Andressa wants to... I just want to freeze the guy behind the controlling the angel, the puppet master man. Just freeze him.
You can't even see him right now at all. There's a
I can't see him?
There's a big shadow.
Big darkness,
Big shadow.
That only like bits of light are escaping.
Yeah, nothing but darkness.
Just there's a pressure change in the air, and your ears pop as a sound like a superheated sonic boom rocks out through the room, and the darkness is blasted away, and everything is consumed with white light, and you just see the silhouette of a man with wings within the light, and then all noise turns to static, and everything is white, and then you find yourself on the ground.
We're so screwed.
Yeah, we are.
It takes you like a full minute minimum to recover. Does anyone have ranks in resilience?
Yes.
No.
Those of you,
Yes.
those of you with at least one rank in resilience will recover in a little over a minute. Everyone else, it takes a
I have
couple.
2.
So do I.
You'd get barely more than a minute to recover. Everyone else, it's going to take like 2-3 minutes before you can realize, oh wait, I'm not in an empty white void of light and pain. Everyone is going to take 4 strain.
Hey, so
So
fun fact about that. Wait, I have to be over my threshold, right?
Yes.
Cool. Well, I'm at it.
does this ignore soak or not?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Cayden 5 because big sonic boom. That hurt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We give him 5 instead.
Oh yeah.
Poor Cayden.
It's fine.
And so as you recover your senses, you see that the stone in the room, with the exception of inside of that circle, has been transmuted into glass. And you see a furrow in that glass leading out of the room through that doorway that you all came through. And on the ground in that next room behind you is Zaitlos. And he is not moving.
Well,
His shadow is much, much smaller than before, the size of a regular human shadow, and is moving very faintly. His suit has just been torn apart, and the confident, invincible man from moments ago is completely defeated.
so dude's down for the count.
Yes.
Might be down permanently. Someone should check, maybe.
Is it still... We still can't see? Can we see the bad guy now?
Now you can. You can see standing in the front is Voltaire's father, the negative figure with wings of white light, and behind him, the now grinning High Inquisitor who just starts
How
laughing.
far
mad.
away? Guy is messed up. I'm gonna freeze his face off.
He's completely lost his mind.
And that was not like a just wonton wish. I'm gonna do that. Can I freeze him?
Okay.
How far away?
You don't have to roll. We already know it doesn't work.
Yeah, your ice melts and then evaporates before it can come close.
That's frustrating.
We're in trouble.
Now,
Only I had combat skills.
turn your power on them. Destroy them.
Bruh.
Ooh.
And he points to the group.
Shoot! Help us all!
Is everyone conscious by now?
Yeah, the last person to gather their senses would gather their senses just in time to hear, destroy them. And then you hear that same resonant voice. I command you by your name, Aniel, destroy them! And the chains glow bright, and everyone is going to suffer 2 wounds.
Oof.
As his pain resonating through the air causes physical pain to your bodies. He's just is bowed over in agony, and then you just hear again, no.
Now would be
I can't.
Now would be a good time to do something.
Do what?
So Voltaire still has his rifle.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think you should distract the mans. I mean, you could.
Not the man's technically distracted. He's focusing on trying to make...
He's focused on trying to make the one source of his power in this situation do what he wants.
No, I mean the angel mans. Sorry,
I'm
I
not
should have
distracting
specified
the
which
angel
mans.
mans. I'm taking advantage of the opportunity.
All right, go for it.
Take the shot.
I'm going to go ahead and say I don't think this is a good idea.
Neither do I, but still
So
take
what's
it.
Voltaire doing?
He yanks out his rifle, and he's taking aim at the High Inquisitor.
You're at short range from him?
Oh, wow.
Small room.
I guess.
It's a decently sized room, but he's at the very center of it.
Voltaire, he's sitting there, he's just like, well, we can't run.
Mm-hmm.
If we run, we're just gonna
True.
die.
Yeah.
All right.
And he can't do anything with, he can't access the angel Kool-Aid.
At least right now.
All right.
He's gonna try.
What's your ranged heavy?
My ranged heavy is 3 yellow and 1 green, and I have intense focus.
Yeah. Do it.
I would like to use that once.
All right.
How you doing strain-wise, pal?
Not great. Thank you.
Do you want to flip a story point?
Yes, sir.
Flipping it back.
Of course.
Oh, are you?
But thank you, Voltaire.
All right.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
how many ranks in accurate? Does the rifle
It's a
have accurate?
sniper, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it?
Should.
It has accurate too.
Okay.
Should.
I mean,
It's been a long time since. It's been a long time.
Success with an advantage.
Nice.
Okay.
What's the base damage of this weapon?
9 with Pierce 2.
Oof.
What sound would that? Does that have a silencer on the end or not? No.
It wouldn't matter.
He wants to know what sound effect to make.
It's going to be very.
It's very loud.
All right. Yeah, you just hear that ear-splitting bark as just, and the Inquisitor's body snaps back, and you see a spray of blood as it hits him right in the belly.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Did not think that was gonna work.
Neither did
Can I
I.
try magic again?
And he's, if you won't destroy them, and he glances towards Zaitlos and Zaitlos' shadow,
No.
then I'll do it. Hey, Niall, to me. And he yanks the chains back, and the angel is thrown into the Inquisitor.
Say what?
No.
Say what?
No.
Impossible. No being can
What?
survive such power.
Well, I'm glad you got that one shot in, because we're not getting any more hits.
The Inquisitor's entire body glows with negative light as he becomes a negative image of himself. His eyes just glowing white from his black
heart.
from his pitch black face. Now you will see true power. Roll cool.
A vigilance, actually, for me.
Nice.
It should be 3 yellow and 2 blue.
Oof, this is bad. This is bad.
What?
So you rolled some blanks.
Ah, of course. At this very critical
Okay.
moment.
I have 2 yellow and a green.
All right.
I'm so cool.
Too cool for school.
Wow. Even with, you rolled better than Cayden did.
I'm so mad now. Oh, he's good with will stuff. Why did he roll blanks this time? I'm so sad now.
My cool is 2 yellow, but I am suffering 3 strain. He has rapid reaction. Give me 3 successes.
Nice. Those successes came in clutch. You rolled advantages.
Did I roll any additional successes?
You rolled 1.
Wow.
Elianna.
I don't freaking.
It's cool.
Cool.
Oh, I'm extremely cool. I'm also traumatized, so I have 4 yellow and 1 green.
Yep.
Dang.
That's really nice.
I deal with a lot of stress all the time.
Yep. That is accurate.
That is incredible.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hey, nice.
So
that means you're probably going first.
Yeah, you'll probably be going first.
What the?
At least in the party.
I don't want to go first. I don't know what to do.
And stop being so cool.
I'm sorry. I can't help it.
I'm sorry.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Too cool, doesn't know what to do. All dressed up, but has anxiety.
No time for the bad guy.
What's his cool? Don't laugh.
I don't like that.
Whether or not his cool skill is bad, I am assuming that an angel has some insane presence. Just throwing that out there.
Probably.
Oh my gosh, do they get combined stats?
Probably.
Is every check cooperative?
He just nudges a little. He's like
A little head, just
somewhat
head bob, just
a little head tilt.
Well,
all right. Not as much as I thought it would be.
What?
Good.
I don't know what that means.
Means he still did better than almost everyone. Just not everyone.
Okay.
So the very first person in the turn order is Bishop Shang.
nice.
Hey.
Oh yeah, he's still here, isn't
That's
he?
right. We've got.
Yeah, he is.
God, they were
Oh, yeah, we
here.
got some backup.
Yeah.
Bishop Shang steps forward, and you see something you haven't before.
There's a lot of those
There's
things.
a lot of that going on.
Bishop Shang steps forward with absolute confidence and absolute faith.
Isn't he still in his tiger form?
No,
When did he switch?
he got out of it before because it's hard to maintain for him.
I mean, he
'Cause
probably
Fair
dropped
enough.
out of it while Andi was having a 5-minute long reunion
sorry.
with her niece.
So actually, I should specify, we all got
Knocked out.
KO'd basically briefly.
Oh, that's true.
Which would kick you out of your animal form anyways. So
Fine.
Bishop Shang steps forward, old, a little overweight, resolute with absolute faith. There is no golden glow or white fire or any of that, just the steady certainty of true faith. And he says, "You are no servant of the Lord. The powers you abuse are not meant for you, and you will not harm these people." And he makes an act of true faith.
When you said, "Oh, it's gonna happen," I don't know why, but the kid from Incredibles who's just like, something amazing, I guess.
Yes.
Exactly it.
Right, as he does the equivalent of a barrier spell, everyone is going to get all damage to them reduced by 4,
Nice.
and everyone recovers 2 strain.
Oh, bless.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes, yes,
I can
please.
do 2
Yes,
things
please.
now. I was.
As you can feel like his absolute faith bolsters you up.
Beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
Elianna's
God.
turn.
God
Now
bless.
Now I can do 2
Literally.
things. I was gonna say, all right, guys, I can do 1 thing before I'm unconscious. Now I can do 2 things.
What are you gonna do?
I don't freaking know. I can't even I don't even.
You don't even.
I don't know. I got magic, I guess. I don't know what it does. I could just go over and try and heal up Zaytlos. That's an option.
I think Voltaire would have picked up his gun and gone next to you, and he's just like, "I think our best bet is to get Zaytlos back in the fight."
She just blinks like she's coming out of something and then gets up and goes over to Zaytlos.
Voltaire follows. He's watching Zaytlos very closely.
So when you get close, the shadow moves like aggressively,
Look.
almost like a cobra, like opening up its hood and rearing back.
Easy. We're on the same side.
I'm trying to heal him.
You hear a voice in your mind that feels slick like oil. You stink of fairy.
Does Voltaire hear this or just Elianna?
Just Elianna.
I mean, I would. I am.
Voltaire,
Thou, child, vow you will not harm my host.
I vow I have no reason to.
Upon your name.
Well, it's in my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. I can do that in my head.
Darn you, Caitlin. Come on. Stop depriving us.
I'm
These
not doing
opportunities.
this. He's doing this. Okay? Just be patient.
I'm done waiting. 2 seasons.
All right, so she does it?
Yeah.
All right, and so the shadow, the fallen angel, slides away from Zaitlos' body.
Elianna goes up and kneels down next to him.
This sounds like this exchange is going to take 2 rounds.
That's fair.
Because you just had a small conversation, so your actual healing is going to be next round.
Cool.
Okay.
That's fine with
But
me.
it's Rian's turn.
Coolio.
Hey.
I take up time. I don't know what else to do. 2 rounds. Let's go.
All right, so Elianna just ran off.
Later.
Voltaire's with her.
Bless you, sir.
He's following her. It's not his turn yet. He can't make maneuvers.
Okay, he's following her.
Rian is concentrated on the guy that's negative light man right now.
Yep. What does he
He's
do?
not concentrated on what's behind him.
What does he do?
How far away is he?
Short range. What weapons do you have that you think might possibly do some amount of damage to this individual?
Right. My pistols.
That's an excellent question.
That is a good question, actually.
Pistols have regular ammo. I have 2 blessed knives, 2 iron knives, and 2 silver knives. And he's never encountered an angelic being before. So,
You don't have time. You got to make a split decision.
Part of him's still human, though.
5, 4, 3.
All right, we're gonna
2,
run up and stab him. We're gonna
1.
run up and stab him.
Stab him.
Let's see. Quick draw improved. He's just gotta draw his blessed knives because that's just the first thing he instantly gets. Spend a maneuver to get there. Yeah. Shoot me. Use a maneuver for the dual wielder because we're just gonna go slice and dice with combined weapons check. So
that would be 2 strain.
2 strain. And then I'm going to suffer an additional 2 strain to use the double or nothing incidental.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my
It
gosh.
increases the difficulty by 1, and after opposing symbols have been canceled, I double the remaining advantages and successes since I have the improved version.
That. Did you say it increased the difficulty?
By 1, yes.
Fun. Okay.
I would like to flip a story point too.
Oh my.
Open it back.
All in, huh? All in, huh?
Double or nothing.
You want to know what the pool is right now?
No.
What do you
No.
got?
4 yellows, 1 green, and 4 reds.
Okay. You got
That's
one
actually
green
not
on him.
terrible.
You got one green on him.
You know what?
Oh,
That's
wait,
not
are
great,
there-
but it's not terrible.
Are there any blacks? No blacks. Okay.
Good luck.
You come at him. You just come in swinging, and he is not where he was a second ago.
Dang it.
Shoot.
There is no visual indication of movement, but he is a foot to the side of where he was when you struck.
Brick.
Did I roll anything good?
You rolled net 0.
Are you serious?
Wow.
How does that?
My guy, be thankful.
You really did get nothing.
That's the kind of roll that ends characters, my guy.
Nothing is preferable
Then-
to something.
The High Inquisitor / Angel raises his hand.
Oh no.
Die, sinners. But then you hear another voice. No.
Oh wow.
And he shakes.
Yes.
As Aniel still fights against the Inquisitor. After a moment of that struggle, the Inquisitor unleashes his power.
Is this targeting the group or one person?
It's targeting pretty much everyone.
Oh, get wrecked. Bye,
Everybody
everyone.
with dodge.
Everyone die.
Use it.
I sure hope this
Elianna's
doesn't inflict
not
strain
in the
damage.
room.
I would say reflexive barrier, but I have no magic angel juice left. So
Joan's gonna cast reflexive barrier.
Good
I
plan.
would also like
Yeah.
to cast reflexive barrier.
I'm using dodge.
Cayden's doing dodge twice because I got another rank in it.
Rian
That's
is
okay,
also
Voltaire's
dodging
just-
twice.
Voltaire's just never mind.
Alright. Joan cast reflexive
Voltaire's just giving up.
What's he
So
supposed
that
to do?
is a story. So that takes a story point to cast reflexive barrier. And frick, Joan does not get enough to protect anyone other than herself.
That's okay.
Ooh.
As
All
long as
right,
she's
all
okay.
right. That's fine. Is Andi doing it as well?
Yes.
All right, what's her magic skill?
It's a 3 yellow and 2 green.
Triumph. Did you get masterful casting?
I did.
Hey!
Right. Okay, so that means you can activate 3 qualities, or you could activate 1 quality 3 times that can do that. So, for example, additional target. So,
Like saving other people?
And you got 3 advantages. So, yeah, you can protect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could defend 6 people.
Jeez.
Damn.
Shoot.
I will do that one, please.
Who are you defending?
What are the options?
We've got the 6 core members of the group, plus Bishop Shang, Moroni Johnson, and Julie.
Except it's people other than herself. So 5.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's not me and it's not Joan. So it's everyone except me and
and-
Joan.
True.
Elianna is off in the other room now. So she is.
Currently.
And so is Voltaire, unless
no.
we're waiting until his turn for him to move.
Not yet.
Yeah, he has to get to his turn first.
Okay.
So
So
following.
hold on.
He hasn't. So
I
he's
don't-
following Elianna, but he hasn't reached there yet. So Elianna's thing that you had talking to the fallen
Julie.
angel is happening while this fighting is occurring.
Cayden, the bishop, and Moroni Johnson. So it's Voltaire, Rian, Julie, Cayden, the bishop, and Moroni Johnson. Those are all the other people.
And Joan. Oh, but Joan's
Joan is-
covering herself at this point.
So that is 6 people.
Okay.
Hey.
Cool.
Nice.
Nice. Power
All right,
of
and
math.
that is
Yes.
3 successes.
Counting.
Hmm.
So is that another
What do I want to-
2?
So that would be another 3.
Oh, I thought it was like for 1 success and then every other 2 after that was an additional 1.
Andi puts empowered onto her shield spells.
Oh, okay.
I don't
what do
remember
we
that,
have?
but I trust you more than me.
No, I do remember that somewhat, but yeah.
Well, because every time I asked, so I just assumed it by this point, because every time I asked, do you want empowered? You always say yes.
You know, that's true. I would have said yes this time, too.
There you go.
This takes all the water that you've got to create these berries. And then some.
All right. I'm using dodge twice.
So is Cayden.
Nice.
Except for 2 strain.
Joan gets +4 defense, so that is also added to the check.
That would be the highest of defenses. So yeah, that's the one. So does that mean the check is upgraded 4 times and then 4 black die on top of that?
Yep.
Wow.
There you go.
Is he attacking only conscious people?
In the room, I'm assuming.
He's attacking everyone in the room.
Cool. I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm not fine with that, obviously. I could be less fine with that.
And then Moroni is also going to cast.
Nice.
Reflexive.
How many story points are split between
Do we
4?
have left?
Wall it up.
There are 4 on the evil side now.
And how many on ours? 2?
3.
Oh,
Yeah, 3.
right.
We started with 7.
Free string
6.
for later.
Oh, sorry. We started with 6, and then there was 1 on the GM side.
Yep. Ooh, triumph.
Hey.
So he's able to affect 2 other people besides himself, and that is another 4.
To whoever he chooses on that one.
Yep, so that's another. Wow, Moroni gets -11 damage.
Plus his soak.
Plus his soak. Then he's going to give it to Rian as well, who is right at the front of this.
So how
Smart
much
man.
damage do I reduce?
Well, 11, I'm assuming, because you got the 4 from Bishop, 3 from Andi, and then another 4.
Yeah, so you're getting the 11. And also to the... Who would look the most vulnerable in the group?
In the group, maybe?
Group?
To Julie, probably.
Yeah, I was going to say Julie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you see that white fire come from Moroni as a shield of white flame appears in front of him and in front of Rian and in front of Julie. And then these 6 yellow dice
Boy, thank goodness to all the dice we added.
Then I'm going to flip a story point.
Ack.
I gasped so hard that I started choking.
Okay.
So the current dice pool is 3 red for him killing us, 3 reds, 4 blacks, 6 yellows, and a green.
We activated that 4 times, and it's only 3 red?
Well, yeah, like the check probably wasn't very hard.
It was an
6
average.
yellows, a lot of yellows. How do you have that many dice?
Well, you
were
absorb
there.
an angel?
Powers.
You were
No,
there
I
for
mean,
the
how do you
Azurite
own that
era,
many
were you?
dice?
Oh,
I bought
Azurite era.
I bought that many dice.
World of
We needed
Warcraft
that many
went on
dice.
for a while, and
Yeah.
it
We
became
hit some
necessary.
insane power levels.
You think I stopped at 5 in my magical characteristic? I don't think so.
That's funny of you.
All right. So he is going to use his triumph to activate the blast quality.
No.
Shoot.
Piece of
The
garbage.
group
I wasn't.
as a just wave of black and white flame sweeps over the group, dealing a total of 12 damage.
Okay.
Is
Does
that
that ignore
minus
soak?
whatever?
It does not ignore soak.
Okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
And this is like just spraying all over the
Wait.
place at the what?
Did the 2 damage earlier ignore soak?
I believe so,
The
yes.
2
Yeah.
wounds.
When we got 2 wounds.
I said you were dealt wounds. So if I say you are dealt damage, soak applies. If I say you are given a certain amount of wounds or given a certain amount of strain,
Okay. I don't remember why I got these. The 6 wounds from last session.
Uh-oh.
Did that ignore soak?
huh?
What?
Because I always forget to apply soak.
Oh.
That was
Got
last
6
session.
wounds.
There was no point when we were just given 6 wounds unless
Unless it was in her confession.
then yes, that ignored soak.
Okay, cool. That's when we started doing math right.
So 12 damage.
Minus
Boy.
what
Minus
for
the
whom?
11 from all of the barriers, then include your soak.
So
So you're probably
for
fine.
Rian. Yeah, Rian.
For
should be-
Rian.
Yeah,
Rian should be
11.
fine.
I have a soak of 3, so yeah, I am fine. I hold my ground.
And you are so lucky that he didn't get any advantages because
Oh,
this
gosh.
thing has a nasty vicious. So 12 damage, and then minus your soak and whatever your add-on from all of these ridiculous shields is.
Voltaire only ends up taking 1 damage.
So does Cayden.
Wow.
How? How high is your soak?
Well, all the shields and stuff.
All the shields are helping, for sure.
It's like 4 from Bishop, and then I did 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, did 3.
Moroni, Julie, and Rian are untouched. Moroni's shields backed with Andi's water protection and the unshakable faith of Bishop Shang. Those 3 things together completely block the angelic fire.
That's so rad.
Cayden has 4 soak, 3 brawn, and then 1 soak from his.
So that would be 1 damage.
He took 1 damage.
Nice.
The barriers are definitely assisting, for sure.
I think I take 2. Because it's 3 minus 4 minus 3 minus 3.
Okay.
Because 12 minus
Jeez.
4 minus 3 minus 3, yeah.
Who's very thankful right
I'm gonna
now?
say
that
yes. So many barriers.
Moroni
Yeah.
and Shang.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Yes,
give thanks.
I am. I
I
am.
certainly am.
Dude, hashtag reflexive barrier. Unfortunately, we can't do it again.
Well, the barriers, as long as you choose to maintain the barrier, it'll stay.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Well,
true.
or if it gets cut
A
off.
lingering.
Or if it gets cut off. It's true. If it gets cut
Right.
off, then
It's now Moroni's turn.
If you use lingering spell, you can still do other stuff and have the shields remain, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Moroni.
what is
All right.
Moroni doing?
He is going to, as a maneuver, augment himself.
Nice.
And that is a strength of faith check, which uses discipline.
Strength of faith.
Discipline.
And he's going to spend 1 story point to activate his Paragon heroic ability for discipline, built upon the rock. Oh, that's so good. All allies within short range recover 6 strength
Nice.
You beautiful man.
and
Watch
gain
recover wounds.
That's amazing.
and gain 2 blue dice to all checks they make for the next round.
I love this man.
Wow.
White fire erupts from Moroni and goes across everyone, wiping away exhaustion and filling you with energy. And then I get to remove this purple dice. So he gets +1 to everything. Pre-maneuver. Okay. I'm going to spend another story point for lingering spell. So he spends 1 maneuver to maintain the shield, and incidental to maintain the augment because of lingering spell. So then he just holds out one hand, and white hot flame erupts from it. All right, Moroni holds out his hand. White fire erupts from his outstretched palm, engulfing the angelic pretender, who cries out in pain.
Hey.
As you see for the first time, that this guy can be hurt.
I mean, Voltaire did... oh, wait, in this state.
In this state.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Voltaire shot him before he drank the angel Kool-Aid.
That's good to know. Why is everything Kool-Aid?
Because
I don't know why we're saying Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid has a very different connotation. And then using advantages to activate Burn 4.
Ooh,
nice.
Juicy.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
I'm alive.
Now it's Joan's turn.
Nice.
Get him.
Joan's going to try to paralyze this guy.
Oh, I like where this is going.
I'm a fan. I'm
scared, but I like where this is going.
I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm into it.
Mm-hmm.
Joan gets blue die thanks to our friend Moroni. Joan is going to spend a story point on lingering spell to maintain her shield. And then she is going to spend a maneuver to aim to add another blue die.
Nice.
So that's 3 blue die to her spell.
Because she needs this to work.
We all do. That's a lot of dice.
Success.
Woo!
So she points out her wand at Figure and shouts, "Let's!" And those bands of silver light surround him. And Joan starts to scream as negative fire along the bands of silver around him, following that path of energy back to Joan. And Joan collapses to her knees.
What?
Shoot.
I sense a despair in the mix.
The way he said success was so reserved.
All right. So, with that despair, her wounds are now at her threshold, and she is still burning.
Oh,
no.
And she has no maneuvers left. If she were to stop, drop, and roll to try to put out this fire...
I have a question.
She would have to break off the spell. So instead of trying to put out the fire, she just curls onto the ground, burning, holding her wand in the
What about her barrier?
Oh my gosh.
So,
It's a despair.
Through the barrier.
Oh my gosh.
Because it followed the path of her, it just followed the path of energy from her spell.
Path of least resistance.
But currently the guy is staggered, but she's currently on fire on her next turn, and she has no ability to snuff it out herself.
Someone help her. We are not burying our gaze today.
Technically,
whose turn is it next?
Voltaire.
I'm sorry. Voltaire was following Elianna.
Leaving the room, he's right through the door when he hears Joan's anguish, followed by just sobbing as like her knuckles are white as she
Maybe the
rips her
tears will put out the flames.
Question. Zaitlos was sent directly out of the room?
Yes.
So there should theoretically be a line of sight.
There's a bunch of people in the way if you were to try to shoot through the people.
This is like a regular sized door.
To be fair, we did get out of the way of Zaitlos. I know we all didn't fall exactly in the same place, but like...
Since then, we've stood up and shoveled around and been KO'd, and I don't know about it.
The group has been thrown about.
Fair enough. All right. I was trying, Zander. I'm sorry.
There's not someone directly in the way of the door, like blocking him entirely, but there would be added difficulty.
The possibility is there.
It's possible. It's just going to be difficult with a chance of hitting a person.
Especially since you're attacking someone with like adversary, like 4 or something.
Voltaire's going to go post up next to Elianna. I'm assuming that will take a maneuver.
Yep. You would be there for the tail end of that conversation.
Okay.
So you'd see the shadow like pulling back.
He doesn't really have time to think. He just gets there and looks at Elianna. He's just like, I'll watch your back.
Thank you.
And then he takes aim. He's going to see if he can get a good shot.
All right. Gonna have 3 black die.
Okay.
Then that's accuracy 2. And you are now at medium range from him. So that's...
Don't forget, Rian is also still straight next to the guy, so I think that...
And I would like to use the one maneuver that I have left to intense focus.
Okay, that will be 3 strain total.
Oof. Did he also get the blue die from
I was in the room while
when it was activated.
And you do get the 2 blue die from Morona.
And I would like to flip a story point.
You have one. The group has 1.
Never mind.
Can we use our racial abilities right now?
Can you? I don't remember.
I think we're allowed to use
I think
them as
racial
incidentals.
abilities aren't technically, especially ones involving...
It would say whether you can do it as an out-of-turn incidental or not.
My Google Drive...
I'm flipping a story point.
Well, that okay.
That's just peachy.
Seals that.
It's an out-of-turn incidental.
Okay.
Awesome.
Once per session.
Right.
I'm doing it right now.
Sure, I'll
All right.
do it now. Sure. Let's put stuff in our pool.
Wow.
I don't know what that
That
means.
could be good or bad.
It sounded more good, but I don't trust it.
Yeah.
You have some weird kind of luck there.
We take any luck we can get.
You might save the devil's own.
You fail with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 advantages and a triumph.
Wow. That's insane.
Excuse me? What?
Correct?
How many advantages?
7.
7 advantages.
I don't even know what to do with that.
If you're cool with giving me a little bit of control here, I have an idea.
Oh boy.
Go nuts, my man.
Good luck.
All right. Voltaire lines up the shot, fires. The bullet goes flying and disintegrates upon contact with the Inquisitor's flesh. And he turns and stares at you. And then you're not there anymore.
What?
I'm sorry?
Okay. We're going with it.
You're in a white space. And you see your father. He is bleeding light from cuts in the shape of chains over his arms and chest. My son, we do not have much time.
How? What? How do I save you?
All spells, all rituals have a weakness. This man did not think to search for it, to ward against it.
Okay.
The key to breaking his hold, the key to saving your world, is within you.
Father, I hate to break it to you. I haven't exactly been myself lately.
Only the blood. You see chains materialize over the cuts and dig in deeper, the light bleeding out of him glowing brighter. Only the blood of a Nephilim can break the spell. And then you are jolted back into the real world. And it's Andi's turn.
Okay, well, we have someone who's on fire. It seems like a problem to me.
Yeah.
So, currently all my water is being used, isn't it?
Yep.
So I'm going to have to not do the shields, which really annoys me because I would like to keep going, but I have other things to do, like make people not on fire anymore.
I mean, there are other people who could fix that.
Yeah, but like once the next round start, like once it hits Joan's turn again, it's like...
Actually, once it hits the angel's turn again.
Oh, so that's like after me or after Julie.
Well, we don't know. It's usually at the end of
After
the order.
Julie, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's still Cayden, and there's Julie, and then I think the angel.
I feel like it would just be easiest to put her out of fire now.
Okay.
So we're gonna do that. Is that an action?
Are you maintaining your current barrier?
No,
I can't.
She can't.
Okay.
I have lingering spell, but it's literally is there any other source of water? There's no other source of water. You already told me this,
Not here, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay, Jonathan, I have a question.
Okay.
Could I activate my tattoos and put her out? Or can I only do one of those things?
You can only do one of those things.
I will put her out so she's not on fire anymore then. As much as I'd like to do other things.
Tattoos? What?
I know this would be a great time, right?
This is so good for it. It is so good. Why is someone on fire? Why'd you do this to me, Jonathan?
You get 2 blue die from Moroni.
Yeah, then I have 3 yellow and 2 green. Let me check my skills because sometimes I forget stuff. I don't think there's anything here.
Story points, yay or nay?
I don't think we have a lot, do we?
We have 4
You
now.
have 4 now, thanks
Just
to
got
Rian.
2 back.
I mean, sure. I don't really know if this needs it. I'm just.
Well, this isn't regular fire.
Oh, it's not?
No.
I guess that makes sense.
Fire.
Let's use Touch of Fate then.
Ooh, smart choice. That's a smart decision.
You reach out to that power of water. Success with a triumph.
Yeah.
Cool.
Your water covers Joan, and you feel like you're trying to put out a nuclear reactor.
Holy crap.
Oh, wow. That's
As
This
you
is harder than I
feel,
thought it would be.
yeah, there were.
I mean, I
three
think
red-
Andy's just like, hey, fire. Let's put that out. And then now it's like, whoa, that's more than fire.
Yeah, you
Because she doesn't really
expected to put out-
think about the stuff.
You expected to put out fire. Instead, you're putting out the equivalent of a nuclear reactor. Or at least that's what it feels like as you try to douse these flames and they burn right through your water. You have to open yourself out more to the power of the ocean flowing through you.
Always open to that stuff. Always. My chakras are clear.
Yeah, my
Ready for
chakras.
business.
Chakras.
Ready for business?
As you put the full force of the ocean against the fires of creation.
That's a fire that you wouldn't normally want to put out, but okay.
The fires of creation turned and twisted against their purpose. Twisted to burn and hard.
She definitely wants to put out those ones. She's very much against this whole manipulation of God's power stuff.
Mm-hmm.
After like several moments of steam and fire just refusing to be put out, finally you put
I
it
better have
out.
water left after this.
You're gonna have to grab it out of the air. It's
Can I
all
do
steam
that?
now.
It's evaporating.
I thought you wouldn't let me do that. I'll
Steam-
do that.
Well, it's steam is still water.
Oh, yeah. I'll
It's
do
So
that.
it's still in the air.
It's just
Can I just
water.
like do it like as it's turning into steam? Can I like take it and
Yeah,
kind of like
you just
recycle it?
I think that's what it would take. You have this cycle happening as the fire turns the water to steam, and you force.
I
it
am
back
the
into-
cloud.
and there's just this war going on there before finally you're able to put this angelic flame out.
Andy just wishes she paid more attention in school when they talked about the water cycle.
The fires of creation cannot stand against the power of condensation.
Yeah.
Use the water in the air.
And then it is Cayden's turn.
Okay,
Most of my triumph is just used up, so that way, like she's totally out. She's good. No more fire.
Bless.
No
Yep.
Thank
fire.
you.
But the triumph, does she at least like? I assume that
You actually you needed that triumph to happen. Actually,
Ooh.
well, good.
Whoa.
yeah, you would have helped Joan a tiny bit, but not much. If you had succeeded, the fire would
Jonathan's
have.
like, I was planning on killing my character, but you ruined it.
Well, I was just set up for a really great agency decision that's now gone. So thank you,
You're
Aimee.
welcome.
No, I wanted it.
Yes, you're welcome.
Because he could have maybe got story points from that. Anyway,
well.
let's move past. Shoot. All right. Well,
Next
fight
time
as
I
usual,
won't
I
save
guess.
lives, and I will
Yeah.
go with my selfish desire to show off.
No. It's fine. It's a it's a character thing. Someone's on fire. You have water. It's just a natural inclination. I mean, there it is. I mean, I don't.
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah, she sees a
Moving
fire and
on.
it's just like, no more fire.
We're screw it. We're doing it. Okay, we're turning into a wolf. We're doing it.
Oh.
all right.
That does not require a story point. Only a maneuver. 3 yellow and 2 green, and then I guess 2 blue die for. Is it all checks or just combat checks?
All checks until Moroni's next turn.
Nice.
Awesome. Then yes, 3 yellow, 2 green, and 2 blue die.
And how many purples?
This one's still just 1. It's an easy check.
Yeah, that's a success. And 3 advantages, so you'd recover a total of 1 strain, and don't take the strain from shapeshifting.
Well, he had no strain because of what Moroni did earlier, so he has technically 1.
You don't get a bonus bank of You can do
Darn.
something else with that one advantage.
Add another blue die to his next check, maybe? How about that?
Yeah, you can. You can do that.
Okay, we'll do that. We are then going to, because he's not happy about what happened with Joan. So it's definitely time to, you know what, screw it. We'll do it. I'll spend a story point to activate his heroic ability as well.
What does that do with its added bonuses?
Well, other than the typical ignoring all critical injuries that he suffers while it's activated, including death, and it'll last for two more turns past this one. It has Empowered 2 and Devastating 2 as well. It should only cost 1 because of story. So then Empowered 2, that adds another 2 blue die, correct? All right. So that means we're gonna bite the sucker and hopefully it works.
You're at short range.
We'll suffer 2 strain to move into engage to bite him.
What's your brawl?
It'll be 3 yellow and a green.
All right.
And then 5 blue die, I guess.
My gosh.
Flipping a story point.
I can't flip it back, so that's fine.
All right. Your fangs clamp down and pierce nothing.
Darn. Would have been a nice, good hit.
Instead, because you succeeded, but physical attacks do 0 damage.
What?
Worth a shot.
Instead, your mouth ignites in flame.
Oh, beautiful. That's nice to know.
You're going
What?
to...
More fire?
He just touched the flesh of an angel.
Yeah, you remember when Voltaire tried to punch his dad?
No, I
Why did you
don't.
try to punch him?
See, I'm not feeling
Their first meeting.
That
Their
was
first meeting, he tried to punch him.
If he had been in his full true form, not bound within someone else, you would have died from physical contact with him.
Understood. Worth a
good
shot.
to know.
There weren't many options, so
You are going to take 4 wounds as your mouth is just horribly burnt.
now that usually ignore. You know what? I'm not going to ask about the whole barrier thing. It's going to just take 4 wounds. I'm just going to accept that. That's fine. Because there's still the one barrier from the bishop that's going, but that doesn't matter, correct? Not in this
Actually,
case.
it would.
Oh, then he doesn't take it.
So you do still feel that burn, but you feel that resolute faith from the bishop protecting you,
Okay. Well, then
keeping your mouth from igniting the flames.
Shoot. Was there a despair attached to that, or was it just the fact that he touched the flesh of an angel?
That's just the fact.
That's just how
Okay.
it works. Okay,
If
don't
you-
touch the man.
Lesson
Message
learned.
received.
Message learned. Hey, we're testing some things out. We're trying to find what works, okay?
Experimenting.
So far, nothing seems to work except magic. Possibly.
Except other holy magic, I guess.
All right, Julie's turn.
What's she gonna do?
Her eyes flash red
Oh,
as she glares at the angel, but she sees Cayden's mouth smoking, and she
Like shaking his head a little bit.
hisses, shows fangs before she closes her eyes, and then the fangs vanish, and when she opens her eyes again, they're brown. She goes over to Joan's side and is going to grab painkillers and an energy drink out of Joan's bag and force feed them to Joan as Joan is clenched up, still burning, not on fire, but burns.
Yeah.
Muscles, her muscles clenched tight. Julie can barely open her mouth from how tightly Joan's muscles are clenched, holding on as she is holding a divine being.
That's true. He technically is still staggered at the moment.
Oh my god.
To be fair,
He's paralyzed.
the
Wait,
divine being
Is
placed
Joan
us
still
on the
holding him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this mean that she'll just perpetually be on fire?
No. You were able to put out the flames, but the
I didn't know if the continued contact would make that happen again.
no.
It didn't take away the fact that she had been horribly burned.
Yeah.
I was hoping there'd be healing in that water, but maybe not.
And then it is the High Inquisitor's turn, and he starts thrashing. He's just trying to break out, and you see he starts splitting and then coming back together for a moment. There's the High Inquisitor's face and the face of Voltaire's father, the angel, back together, then separate, then back. No, I was promised. The Lord spoke to me. This is to be the moment of glory.
There's a very menacing growl emanating from Cayden as he's saying that.
But he cannot perform actions.
Hey.
There it is.
He does have maneuvers.
Technically, he has maneuvers.
Does.
Dude.
What'd you tell him?
Did you have to say anything?
I'm playing fair.
He's going to flip a story point.
Shoot.
I don't know.
To activate Conduit.
No.
What does that mean?
It means that you can perform a spell as a maneuver.
Gosh dang it.
Oh.
The wording is important. It's using a maneuver to cast a spell. It's not using maneuver to do a magic action.
I'm still not happy.
It's a talent, and it is amazing, and I have used
It's a great
abused
talent.
that to death, and here's the card.
So have I.
As he casts Dispel.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's annoying.
No.
Don't you dare.
Joan jerks back as those silver bands of light are shattered, and she just falls back to the ground as the Inquisitor stands up again, and just wings of pitch black light spread out from his back.
Uh-oh.
He has evolved again.
I can't imagine the psychological damage this man will have after this incident.
The psychological damage is going to be the least of his problems.
Well,
pretty psychologically damaged.
Notice that he is starting to leak.
Gross.
Oh.
Yeah.
Light. There's some cracks starting to appear in places.
I love
That's
it.
good. That's good imagery.
This is that
There's
good
some
sci-fi stuff that I love.
Cracks starting to appear on his skin that are just bleeding light as he just turns to the one who ironically tried to bind him, who bound an angel. As he turns to Joan.
No.
Don't stop it. Stop.
No.
Don't you dare.
Stop it.
Targeting the group?
No. He's focusing in on Joan.
Stop that.
Joan is going to use her new talent that she got to suffer one strain and dodge.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
She's going to push Julie out of the way first before she tries to dodge herself.
Come on.
Can she do that?
Yes, she can. Don't
Yes,
question it.
yes, she can.
Don't question it.
Wait, this is narrative. Julie's not actually the target of the spell.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Cool.
But she is kind of in the way.
So Joan pushes Julie out of the way as she tries to dodge herself.
Question.
I also often try to dodge myself.
Yes, Aaron?
What would it take for Cayden to jump in the way?
Do you have any talents that would allow such a thing?
No, not normally.
Can you use story points?
You said, what would it take for Cayden to jump in the way? And you said talent, which
Say-
you don't have.
Question. I have dodge improved. Could that allow me to do it? Because we've taken a pot shot.
That makes
No.
zero
You
sense.
can't dodge into the
Nathaniel?
path of something. You can
That's-
only use
that's
dodge when you're being
counterintuitive.
attacked.
Yeah, okay.
Dang, I should have gotten the tumble talent instead then.
Ah, frick. I had thought about
All right,
getting Cayden forever.
I'll allow it if you succeed a coordination check
Talking to
and
me or
a
Aaron?
story point.
Could this be an athletics check instead?
No, sorry, it could be an athletics check. It would be, you can jump in the way if you spend a story point and make a daunting athletics check.
My athletics is better than my coordination by a bit.
Do
Just
it.
for the
My
main fact
bit-
that I have no ranks in coordination.
Would this be an agency thing, or is this just something that Cayden would like 100% do, no hesitation?
It's no longer an agency decision, because before the agency decision would have been, does he try to put out Joan or does he go feral and attack? Like, it's a decision to decide to
Gotcha.
defend versus attack. That's what the agent, in this case, it's more knowing that Joan is about to be the target and knowing what the result of that would be, and him being closer to the target to maybe get in the way. His job is still protect Joan. So
Yep.
yes, this doesn't feel as much an
All right,
agency.
are you
decision.
spending the story point?
Yes.
Okay, what's your athletics?
It'll be 2 yellow and 2 green.
Flipping one back, and you failed.
Wait, 2 blue die.
No.
Every check until Moroni's turn.
True.
And he's empowered. He gets another 2.
You failed with some advantages.
I tried.
All right.
I tried.
Cayden tries to leap in the way, and one of those black wings just swipes him out of the path.
Could we add black die to his check then?
Yes, you can add 2 black die as you put him slightly off balance with that.
Yeah, I tried. I'm sorry.
Luckily, Joan, he only dispelled the spell holding him in place, not
Her
barrier, which she had used lingering spell.
So that would add, that's 6 black die then, right? Because it adds 2 black die and then she has 4 defense.
Do we want to flip a story point?
Yes.
Yes.
Flipping it back.
Oh my gosh.
The real stress.
A pinprick of infinitely bright light, too bright for any of you to look at, erupts from his outstretched finger straight towards Joan. That is 20 damage.
Minus how much from the barriers?
Minus 8 from the 2 barriers.
And her soak.
That is minus 11.
That's 9 damage.
Oh! Ha ha! Ha! Where is that? Aha! Moroni Johnson.
What?
Suffers 3 strain.
Here's the thing.
As he comes in using parry and bulwark.
Yes!
As he interposes his shield of white light between Joan and that pinprick of light.
Holy crap.
Reducing the damage by, he has 3 ranks in parry, so by 5.
Dang.
Joan is at 11 out of 12 wounds. That pinprick of light cuts through Moroni's shield, shattering it through Moroni's shoulder into Joan. And then it hits Joan's shield, then breaks through all of the defenses, but it diffuses into just a fist width of light that hits Joan in the chest and sends her skidding across the ground. But she is alive.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
How many? She's conscious?
I would like...
Wait, she's at... What's she at?
She's at 11 out of 12.
Oh my gosh.
I would like...
Julie giving her the energy drink and painkillers.
All right. I would like to do a thing real fast. I would like to spend a story point to activate Retribution. Because I am at engage range with this guy, and he just shot an ally within medium range.
It's
all
true.
right. How much damage would that do?
It'd do base weapon damage plus all applicable talents. So with his whatever other things. So
finesse, improve. So after Cayden and after he sees the pinprick of light going towards Joan, he's gonna stab him in one of the cracks.
Ooh. I like this plan. I like where this.
So with
this might be a good time for some singing.
Ooh. You know what? Why the heck not?
Get him!
Rian resonates with power. And Cayden would get the sense that Rian is not the only one making this swing.
Ooh.
What?
What is the devastating amount? That adds 2 damage, correct?
Yes.
Adds 2 damage to 1 hit of a combat check, yes.
All right.
Well, I think with Retribution, you still only get 1 hit. I don't know if you could justify the...
Yeah, you only get 1,
you stab into the crack and tear it larger. You're going to take 3 wounds. As that light spills out onto you, your arm sizzles with heat. And
how much did you say I was taking?
3 wounds.
Wounds or strain?
Wounds.
All right. We just cut him open.
Do you have deadly accuracy and melee light?
I have it in ranged light.
Well, okay. Yep, that's all it is.
All right. Okay.
Does it do damage to him?
Using a blessed knife? Yes.
Oh.
The only people who have hurt him so far have been Moroni using holy fire and Rian using a blessed knife.
And then the blood of Nephilim.
I need holy water or something.
Don't you have
that would be rad.
I can't bless the water with my cross.
Holy water
is stabbing with my cross.
Holy water is more than just jumping across it.
It's not how Catholicism, I don't think that the priests get holy water.
Bless it, dude.
As funny as Van Helsing and Constantine, the movie, are with regards to that, that's not how it works.
Oh, Darn.
You don't just throw it across in the water and it takes it over.
Yeah, it's like
I have a question.
Rian has
What
had
kind
enough.
of check would it be for Andressa to figure it out, or is that just narrative?
You do that with your own brain, and you decide if she figures that out or not based on her brain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's true.
Is she too much of a jock?
Back to Elianna.
Okay, there's a lot of screaming in the other room, but
Yep.
I'm here, so I'm gonna do this.
I think you get 2 black die due to the distractions.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. She kneels down next to Zaylos and she rubs her hands together and goes to heal him. Because this is a guy that can do things. 3 yellow and 1 green.
You try to reach out with your Seelie magic and you just instantly recoil. Because when you use your magic, you touch on life. When you touch his life, you get blackness. Technically, he's alive.
Technically.
But he has been marinating in the darkest of powers for so long that your magic doesn't even recognize him as life anymore.
Oh.
And you are unable to use magic to heal him.
That's not good.
Okay. That's not awesome. How bad does he look?
So you do notice now that you are closer that he is breathing.
Breathing is good. The thing is I was kidnapped in my home. Like, I've got literally nothing on me. Like, I've just got me, and what I've got didn't work. So, I guess Elianna's gonna stand up and go see what's going on in the other room. Because
does she tell Voltaire anything? So
Elianna, where are you going?
Visually what happens is, so Elianna puts her hands out and that green light and pine smell, but once it touches him, the light immediately recoils back into her and the smell vanishes.
Elianna, what's happening?
I'm the wrong person to try and help him is what's happening. I can't do anything for him right now.
Well, then maybe you can help me puzzle out something. My father was able to speak with me, and he said only the blood of a Nephilim can break the spell.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, do I cover bullets in my own blood and shoot him?
I think so, yes. I don't know what else you would do.
That makes 2 of us. Glad we're on the same page.
If you really want to know, you do still have that heroic ability.
It's connected to my angel powers.
But
True.
Technically,
he is reaching out to you, so you will get a much more fractured thing than you usually get. But you can get something.
Excellent. Let's use it.
Your eyes are drawn to the ritual circle, which throughout all this, the room being transmuted into glass, the fight, the ritual circle has been untouched. It is still glowing with power, the runes and the circle itself in perfect state.
Usually with ritual magic, the way you end it is you break the circle. Supposedly. I'm open for suggestions, peeps.
You could stab yourself. You could stab your arm with an arrow and then slam it into the ground.
Or shoot it with the bullets covered in your blood.
Or you could or if there's if you get enough, you could actually mar the writing of the circle with the blood.
It's engraved into the ground,
do you need to cut yourself? The other dude's already bleeding.
He's not a Nephilim.
He's not a Nephilim.
He's also bleeding light.
I don't know why I heard angel.
Angels don't have blood. They bleed light.
Okay.
But so your piece of information are only the blood of a Nephilim can break the spell. And when you try to reach out, you got your eyes drawn to the circle.
I've got to do something with the circle. And Voltaire, his immediate thought is break the circle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not my turn.
Someone could give up their turn to switch with you.
I've already used
part of my turn. Like if he suddenly said, I have an idea.
Rian is the next person before the angel gets to go again.
Well, Elianna gets up and moves closer to the room to look inside.
Does Voltaire suddenly be like...
Joan, on the ground, curled up, Julie,
whoa,
holding on to her.
Okay, can I use a maneuver to get over there?
Yes.
I would like to do that. I'd have to take strain for that, huh?
Yep.
Okay, here's my question. If I'm at my strain threshold and I do magic, will I pass out after I do the magic?
After, yes, but you already did an action this time.
I know, but I'm just saying once I get there.
Yes, you would do the magic first and then pass out.
Sweet. Elianna's gonna run into the room over to where Joan is as soon as she sees her. Sorry about it.
Voltaire then proceeds to yell into the room, I have an idea, and it's incredibly stupid.
Nathaniel, are you willing to give up your turn for...
The real question is, would Rian be willing to relinquish his turn now that he's singing?
Rian is in control this time.
So that is his decision.
Probably after hearing Voltaire and seeing that there's probably very, very few other options left, he would relinquish his turn.
Okay.
So he's just going to be like holding the guy in place with his knife in his chest. Kind of deal. I'll hold him here. Hurry up, though.
Okay. All right.
I don't know what accent that went. That was not real.
Rian, the man of many accents.
The man of many accents.
I thought that was pretty good. Like,
I'll hold him here.
do it. Whatever you're gonna do,
Okay,
do it
all
quick.
right. Go, Voltaire.
He needs to get to the circle.
Yep,
That's 2 maneuvers, I'd say.
That's 2 maneuvers because you're medium.
Does he get to the circle without any problems?
Yep.
Thank you, Moroni. He would suffer 2 strain. He was at 8. That's 10. I can do math. He gets to the circle, pulls an arrow from his pocket, slits both of his wrists, and starts marring the nearest rune he can see.
Jeez.
All right, you now have the critical injury bleeding out, and you suffer 2 slit wrists. What's your wound threshold?
My wound threshold?
Yeah, what's your wound threshold, and what are your wounds at right now?
My wound threshold is 16. My current wounds are 13.
Yeah, that's you're gonna pass. Yeah, I was gonna say like maybe like I wasn't sure whether you'd get 2 wounds from each slash or 3, but 2 wounds from each slash is enough to KO you.
Oh my gosh.
I was gonna put you right under your wound threshold, but nope.
I'm already right under my wound threshold.
Yep.
Help us all.
But can he be bleeding out on the circle?
Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
So yeah, he slits both of his wrists and puts his hands out and passes out, falls to the ground, his wrist still bleeding out, and the blood, that glowing white blood, pools into the runes, which start to spark and fizz and burn. And then the cracks in the High Inquisitor glow brighter, and there's like a shockwave from him that throws Rian back. Oof. A full range band just throws him back and knocks everyone who's standing off their feet. The Inquisitor's like, no! And then a voice shakes the entire chamber. Be not. And there's an explosion of light. And when you can see again, there is a crater in the ground where the ritual circle was.
Okay.
Voltaire is like hanging off the edge of the crater.
Okay.
He's still here.
Rian's probably close to the edge too.
And there is no sign of the High Inquisitor anywhere. There is nothing left of him. And standing, floating in the center of that crater, several feet above the bottom, is Voltaire's father. And then there's just this wave of peace. And everyone's wounds are healed.
Ooh.
All of your wounds and all of your strain and all crits, as this negative light fills the room and the fires of creation do what they're supposed to do. Bring life and light. And that voice just resonates through the room. Thank you.
Voltaire shakes himself because, he shakes himself awake and he's just like, You're welcome?
My son, I am proud of you.
you see something in Voltaire crack. He says barely above a whisper, he's just like, I thought I was going to lose you.
Thanks to your actions and the actions of your friends, nothing has been lost this day, and much has been gained. And he lowers himself and steps on the ground. His form shifts, and you see a impossibly beautiful man dressed in white, though you can distinctly see Voltaire in his features. And he kneels down next to Voltaire and puts a hand on his shoulder.
Voltaire, for the first time in a long, long time, he breaks down. He breaks down and he hugs his father.
Voltaire's father hugs him back. After a long moment, Voltaire's father pulls back. You have made many mistakes in your life, my son. But what you have done today and in these past months, I have watched as you have become close to the man that I have always known you could be.
Voltaire, he just takes half a second to compose himself. I've tried so hard.
Stay on this path, my son. I regret that I will not be able to be there for you every step along the way. But know that I am always watching.
Voltaire hugs his dad one last time and utters words he never thought he'd say. I love you.
And I love you. Before I go, there is one last thing you should know.
And what is that?
Your mother and your beloved are both very happy and at peace.
Okay. Voltaire was standing. Now he falls to his knees and he is crying.
His father kneels down to stay level with him.
Thank you.
Thank you. And his father gives him a soft kiss on the forehead before stepping back and becoming once again that being of light before vanishing.
If anyone is looking at Voltaire right now, the facade is broken, and he is currently weeping.
Elianna's gonna walk over and hesitate for a second and then get down next to Voltaire and give him a hug.
Joan would walk over slowly and also give him a hug.
Kind of to the side, Cayden, still in wolf form, kind of sniffs his way over to where Voltaire was or is, and just kind of nudge him a little bit with his nose.
Andressa will give him a pat on the head.
Rian is gonna walk on over. He's gonna get on a knee and then just put a hand on his shoulder and just give it a slight squeeze.
It takes a minute, but he does manage to somewhat.
I think Joan would probably be the first to break off.
Yeah.
She wanted to hug him, but she also isn't good with
feelings.
Close contact as of right now.
Yeah, Rian would break off after her, and then he's actually going to take off the trench coat and give it to Joan to put on because she was on fire, right?
She's not like naked or anything, but her jacket, she's going to need a new jacket again.
That stinking
always
jacket.
new jacket.
Rian is still going to hand her the trench coat to put on.
She'll take it.
Elianna is staying where she is until Voltaire's indicates that he doesn't want hugs anymore. She's also crying.
Moroni, after like Joan and Rian stepped away, Moroni would come and put a hand on Voltaire's shoulder.
So, funny thing, I had to look it up to be sure. Dogs don't cry the same way that humans do, but they do have tear ducts. And so it looks like there are tears coming from the kind of slits that are Cayden's eyes since they're closed.
I think Moroni coming and like putting a hand on his shoulder kind of just brings him back to reality, and he shakes his head and he somewhat composes himself and looks around and he just says, "Thank you.
It seems we all have you to thank."
All I did was pass out in a convenient location.
On purpose.
There's a wolf of ascent.
We were doing virtually nothing. if I'm being perfectly honest. If you hadn't done what you did when you did it, I doubt any of us would have survived.
Another wolf of ascent. Sorry.
Much less the ramifications for the rest of the world.
Voltaire's not entirely sure how to respond to that. Well, it's not every day that you have a new source of power yanked from you, and the only thing you can do is pass out in the middle of a circle.
He chuckles at that. Well, I guess today was a good day for it, then.
As good a day as any.
He offers you a hand to help you up.
Elianna moves out of the way.
Yeah, he takes it. Like, thank you. Voltaire looks back at Elianna and is just like, what do you say we leave?
I would love that.
All right, you're going to want to follow us. We know the way out.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Roughly... Brandy, my sweet dog. No, I'm leaving that in. It's fine. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Hello, everyone. I quit the podcast. I'm done. Hello, everyone. This is Caitlin, aka Howie, and welcome to roughly the middle of the podcast. It's here, the season finale. I'm so excited that it's finally gonna be released and that you're listening to it right the heck now. I apologize about the giant fan in the back. I got no other options but to record by this giant fan. Just giant AC unit crouched over my microphone with a hoodie over, making a little cave for the microphone, like a little goblin. But you know, we do what we gotta do. I don't have time to wait. But anyway, here we are at the end of season 2. There is one more episode. It's the frickin' epilogue. The epilogue episode that will come out next week, next Saturday. And with that episode, we have a very exciting announcement, which is that Jonathan is going to be releasing the Magic in the Unseen World sourcebook. Over 20 pages of new lore, world building, and rules for using the many wonderful and terrible varieties of magic within the unseen world. It is super cool and has a lot of cool, like, super secret, awesome stuff in it. I highly recommend that you get that, even if you're not just gonna play it. Like, it just has a lot of information about the world. It's pretty sick. Anyway, if you are enjoying this episode, if you're enjoying the finale, please consider telling a friend. That would be awesome. I sort of not been telling people for a minute because I was really like, I don't know, we haven't published the season 2 finale yet. I don't want to recommend them the thing, and we haven't published the finale yet, and I don't know when we're going to publish it. But the finale is here, and the epilogue is coming out next week. So now's a really great time to hop on and just binge through stuff. It's a good time to hop on for other reasons that will be revealed a few weeks after the release of this episode. Speaking of friends, I would love to take this moment to thank our wonderful, generous patrons, Aimee Clark, Richard Wyatt, Russell Parker, and Nick Briseño. You guys are the absolute best, and we love you. If you would like to become a patron as well, go to patreon.com/thegenesysarchives. If you want to support us in another way, you can find us on Tumblr, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And we also have a Discord server, which is linked in the description of all of our episodes. Again, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. Bye-bye!
We'll pass by him on our way out.
Well, when you guys go back into that room, Zaitlos is gone.
What?
Of course.
Oh, well, he's fine. Why did I waste my time?
As they pass, Voltaire just says, That's not surprising. The man can take care of himself.
You're going to want to be careful there. We've all now seen him vulnerable. A man with power like that, that's not something he will be comfortable with. Bishop Shang just kind of nods.
This is part of the reason why Andi doesn't like authority and people with power.
There's a bark you can't fully understand that follows that statement. It's hard to tell what emotion is attached to it because it's hard to put dry humor / sarcasm into a bark.
Nice. I think Bishop Shang would be familiar enough from his years with the Hound. Bishop Shang hears that bark and just chuckles. Oh.
Elianna just rolls her eyes skyward. She's got so many problems. She doesn't need this.
If anyone has looked at Andi's face this time, I feel like it's been kind of a conflict of emotions that kind of goes down to her base emotion, which is usually anger. So she just looks kind of angry right now.
Oh, no.
Is that the overall energy radiating from her at the moment? Just some anger?
Yeah, probably. I feel like when she can't figure out what she's feeling, that's just kind of what she goes to.
Okay.
Confused, angry vibes.
I'm trying to think how Rian would look.
I mean, I don't know if she's so much confused because she understands what's happened. She doesn't know what she's feeling. So I would just say straight anger. Not towards anything in particular.
Jonathan, quick question, because this may be based on what I'm about to ask you. What did Rian feel when he sang his song?
He felt right. He felt like his hand was being guided.
Rian, I suppose
he didn't get the full connection, but he did feel that someone guiding his hand.
As they're walking out, Voltaire would say under his breath to Elianna, just like, Elianna, you look worried. I'm not going to ask why. Just know that I'll help you if you need it.
I'm gonna ask, we just, won against a, evil dude controlling an angel? I don't know, I feel like it's a good time to be happy right now.
Voltaire gives her a look of, you weren't supposed to hear that.
Cayden,
I think this is, a time to, be excited.
Cayden follows. He'll just bark in a second again.
Well, either way, we should still probably be careful with what happens in the next few days, just to be safe.
Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
Did I notice any new security cameras in my residence?
No.
Okay. I am wondering how Julie got my phone.
Oh, yeah, so when I woke up, I used Joan's phone I first tried to just call all of you guys, and none of you were picking up, except this guy picked up on your phone, Elianna. deep voice guy. I think he said his name was Donovan. And when I gave a description of what was happening that didn't include people jumping out of shadows, basically saying that people being kidnapped and stuff. And he gave us an address to meet him at and gave us your phone to help with the search for you. Said he wanted you back safe and sound. Is he like, I don't know, he didn't specify. Is he like your husband or brother or... I guess that's not really important. She like sees Elianna's face there. I guess that's not important.
Elianna has just stopped walking. Did he sound like he believed you when you described, being kidnapped?
He sounded suspicious at first, but then like he just sounded determined after that.
Okay.
I don't know, he was kind of hard to read.
Yeah, he's like that.
Yeah, I didn't see him much. He was big. We only saw him for a bit. He like came up in a limo and handed us the phone and said to bring you back safe, and then drove off.
He didn't follow you, did he?
I don't think he did. Is that something we should be worried about?
Probably. Elianna looks like she's thinking hard.
If she looks around, Cayden had stopped when she had stopped, and he can't really see, but his face seems to be towards where he believes Elianna's face to be.
All right. Sure, why not? Honesty time, I guess. Let's start with I'm not okay. I'm not okay, and I haven't been okay for a really long time. Let's just get it all. Let's get it all out there. Why don't we? I'm sick of lying to everyone about everything.
Joan's face immediately goes from her joking from before to dead serious.
Rian just raises an eyebrow and looks straight at Elianna.
And Joan looked dead serious and very concerned. She put the hand on your arm.
I feel like Andi, as usual, was just mostly confused, as she was not introduced to the details of such things beforehand.
None of us were.
None of us have.
No one knows.
She has no back. Yeah, but she doesn't know that. She has no background for anything that's going on here, and she does not know you that well, so she's just kind of confused. Not only no one knows what's going on except that everyone else. She's confused that everyone else is surprised. And she's just generally confused because she doesn't quite understand.
Mm-hmm.
Cayden doesn't seem
mostly why everyone is surprised. Just kind of wait, don't you guys know each other?
I don't think Voltaire is overly surprised, but he has a mirroring deathly serious face.
Yeah,
mixed with concerned.
Yeah, Rian's looking at Elianna with a raised eyebrow, and he just folds his arms across his chest.
Oh boy. Well, that was a tone shift.
Cayden doesn't seem surprised at all.
Elianna's got a little bit taken back at how everything got very serious very quickly. So, not okay. Haven't been for a very long time. Don't know what that looks like for me. Would like to. Doesn't seem super feasible right now. I've held everything together pretty good for 16 years, but I can't anymore. My life is falling apart in my hands, and I can't do anything about it by myself. So if you would like to help, that would be very much appreciated right now.
What can we do to help?
What do you need?
Joan just immediately does.
Yeah, Rian too.
Cayden's holding that look, and there's a slight nod of his head.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't really know. I don't really know what to do. Okay. Well, so, what happened is, so, Voltaire, you left, and I know that you said, worst case scenario through the end of the year, but I waited a year anyway, just in case. And when no word came, I made an assumption about
what that meant. And I made some decisions about myself and my life and what I wanted to do with it. And, long story short, I got married. And I think it's pretty safe to say that that's the worst decision I've ever made.
I was just going to say, most people are happy about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I came back from the heart of summer, and I mean, I had intended to break things off anyway, but yesterday, I don't know how long we were unconscious, I went to get a hotel to think things over, figure out how to approach that, and he showed up and made it pretty clear that there would be some consequences if I didn't play ball.
What kind of consequences?
He threatened to kill my dad.
All right, we're getting him. Let's go.
Okay, let's not, when you say getting him, let's not kill him, okay? Can we not kill him?
Elianna.
Moroni steps and is like, murder is usually not the answer.
Not for this group.
Elianna, tell me, why have you not left him sooner?
The easy answer is that he was useful to me. Trying to court the Fae is a full-time job, and they are a little bit more accepting if you
look the part.
Yeah. I've only recently started trying to unpack the more difficult answer. But
We could get to the more difficult answer when we get there. What would it take for him to be out of your life?
that's the thing I don't know. Stupidly, I care about too many people.
If we can't kill him, we can always just put him somewhere.
What do you mean?
You know, find a convenient place, open up a way, toss him through, close it shut behind him, never see him again.
Toss him, like, where?
Depends on where we open a way, I guess.
Well, we shouldn't toss him anywhere that is effectively killing him. But I do worry that if we toss him anywhere that's not effectively killing him, then he'll get back.
Is he skilled in magic?
I don't know. I don't think so, but he knows a lot more about this than I thought he did 2 days ago.
So while Elianna has been explaining this, Cayden had turned away and he's starting to turn back into a human so he can contribute to this conversation. Elianna, who exactly is this man?
Now that's a good question. He's a businessman. He's got a number of companies running in the city, doing various things. I think that the real revenue stream comes from somewhere else, but I don't ask questions. It's easier that way.
Voltaire just nods. So we are dealing with someone who is obviously well connected, who knows more than he says, and who has obviously a lot of resources.
And he is extremely determined.
And with regards to you as his wife, I mean, you said you wanted to break it off and everything, but he seems pretty determined about you coming back and everything.
Yes.
Is there a reason for that? I mean, I could guess, but
I'm a very valuable asset to him. He doesn't spend a lot of time in Vegas itself. One of the main reasons why I'm pretty sure his
primary source of income comes from somewhere else, and so I'm the face of the family. I maintain his relationships and connections in the city while he's away. Go to parties, look pretty, talk to people, and I'm very good at it.
Shake all the right hands, kiss all the right babies,
Yeah,
etc., etc.
pretty much. If we don't find a way of doing this without killing him, I am gonna have to go back.
Elianna, there are many ways to persuade someone that don't involve ending their life.
If you have ideas, I would love to hear them.
Well,
We could give him to my godmother.
That sounds as bad as killing him, I think.
I kind of like that idea.
They don't really... She doesn't kill them. People
does
she
she
takes.
do with them?
Cayden looks to her now. He's pretty sure that most of them die eventually.
Not all of them. I came across her storage once.
What does she do?
Joan, do you think he's on her list? I mean, I haven't really, done that for her in a while since you've been in need of protection, but he seems like the type that could maybe make it on there.
He seems like
now there are lists?
He seems like the kind of person who, once he figured out magic as a thing, would make those kind of deals.
And Elianna did say the revenue source comes from elsewhere.
He did say one thing. Well, he said a couple things that confused me. He did say magic is a very limited form of power. And that does make me nervous. I don't know what that means, but the man does not tend to bluff all that often.
Okay, so maybe a full frontal assault isn't the right idea.
No.
But
I
the
think...
kind of magic that I can do or Andi can do is very different than godmother.
So what does handing him over to your godmother entail?
It's, I guess the closest comparison would be cold storage.
I mean, there was reasons
might I
didn't ask
offer
questions.
Might I offer another suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
This man seems to value status and power over all else.
I would say that's accurate.
Well, why don't we each employ our skills? Those of you who are going to assist, why don't we each employ our skills and given talents to taking everything away from him that he holds dear?
As satisfying as that might be, that doesn't stop the fact that Elianna's got to go back soon.
I would be surprised if someone's not waiting outside.
Well, to be fair, Elianna,
take a different route. We kind of stopped before we could reach the exit, but this facility is only connected to the outside world through the storm drains. We were only able to find our way here with some help from, I don't know if you've met him, a man named Rob.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best person to ask when it comes to finding your way through these sort of places.
I am familiar with him.
As am I.
He's a good man, does a lot to help the homeless community in the city.
Okay. That's heartening.
But he let us down here, so I doubt anyone who isn't Rob could follow Rob's path down here. He could potentially take us out a different way.
That would be good. Mobility through the city, I don't know. I should probably... The longer I'm away, the higher the chance that I'm gonna come back to some death.
Who would be in danger?
My dad? Anyone my dad knows? Anyone I know? He also apparently has some... He knows that I didn't leave the Heart of Summer on very good standing with the Fae. I don't know how he knows that. So it's very possible that he knows everyone I know in the Fae community as well, or can find out.
assuming that something is safe from him, I don't think is a good idea.
I don't know much about the Fae, but I could protect your father.
Could you protect, like...
I think as they're talking, Voltaire would ask her one more time. Elianna, tell me, what makes you care so much for this man that you don't want him dead?
He's a human being.
Elianna is right. As twisted as this man obviously is, he is still human. He is not a demon or a monster. Killing him in cold blood would be murder.
Voltaire just looks between the two of them. I am actively trying
Bishop
to be a better person.
Bishop Zheng puts a hand on your shoulder and just, I understand, son.
But forgive me, in this instance, you're gonna have to give me a better reason than that would be murder.
Violence often seems the easy answer, but it is very rarely the right one.
Well, the only other alternative, and this is probably the most difficult one right now, is he thinks or views Elianna as an asset. Is it possible that we could trade something else that he might find valuable enough?
To be honest, I'm not particularly keen on giving this man anything. But if it'll get Elianna away from him, you have my resources at your disposal.
The only thing I feel he would take, though, and like he looks towards Elianna, is he needs something else to have on his arm or to be the face of his family name. And I certainly don't have the means to find anything like that. Plus,
are you suggesting we, get him a new wife?
I don't know. It was just a thought. You know, he's a businessman. Make a deal with him. I don't know.
I hadn't thought about that, but if we think of something valuable enough, I guess that would work, probably.
I mean, he wants power, right? And he wants status, and he wants it always improving.
There is the, moral dilemma of giving him some sort of functional asset that gives him a lot more power. He's not a good person.
I know.
And I realize that the easy thing to do is to just kill him, but honestly, I don't think I'd be able to handle knowing that.
I just thought of a thing, but I don't like it.
What?
Brainstorming.
He's a bad dude, right?
Yes.
Cool with all kinds of morally ambiguous things.
Presumably.
If his thing that he cares about is getting deals with business deals and stuff, Voltaire could get him a deal with the order. But I don't like that because you just said, I don't want to know what someone like him would do if they got some of the order's resources.
However, making a deal like that will more than likely put him on Morgan's list anyway.
Which is also...
Well, Elianna,
by then it's out of our hands.
Right now. Yes, but it's not out of our hands because we did it. Is the problem that I'm having is we did it.
Well, this is just a quick thought I had, but what if I don't like the idea, but what about faking Elianna's death?
He'd know.
Yeah, he would.
This, at least from what Elianna said of this guy, he doesn't seem like the kind who'd be fooled by a fake funeral.
And even if he were, the likelihood that he'd just do it anyway is pretty high. If I could hazard a guess. I don't know why, but I didn't think he would cross that line until yesterday. But now that we're here, I'm open to the idea that he has no moral compass at all. He lives by his own code.
Julie puts hand on Elianna's arm. She's like, I'm sorry for getting him involved in this. If I'd known, I wouldn't have.
No, it's okay. I mean, you got here, like, you got everyone out. That's more important. And besides, I would have had to call him anyway. Like, as soon as we left, I would have had to call him, because if I vanish, that's the threat. That's what the threat is for. If I vanish, if I compromise my value in any way, if I don't do my job, then I am willing to accept that there's not a solution here. And I'm sorry to, I don't know. I'm sorry I got
Joan,
myself into this mess.
Don't shake your head. We're not letting you just go back into that situation.
I appreciate that. I really do.
Out of all of the separate outcomes, you won't be going back.
Joan.
Yeah?
A couple days ago, before we went to Sanguine Desire, you mentioned something about...
It feels like a year ago.
I can hold on to things. All right. You said something about a safe place that, like, would be safe from everything else.
Yeah. A domain.
Some kind of, like, place of safety that we make, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a mini realm, like how Morgan has Avalon, how the Queen of Summer has the Heart of Summer, and Daelga's crazy forest that tried to eat us, but on a smaller scale. I can't do that on my own, not really, but I think with some kind of help from you guys, like, you wouldn't have to be doing any magic, really. There's a psychic energy that comes along with connections and relationships, and you guys are kind of the only real friends I've ever had.
There's a small smile on Cayden's face.
So, you guys, with you guys helping, I could create a domain. It would be sort of an us place. It would be like only we have the key, and it's a kind of key that can't be stolen because the key is us.
That sounds
so nice. Until we can figure out a solid way to get Elianna free without, Donovan hurting her family and everything, could we keep her safe in a domain like this? At least for the time being?
Yeah. The domain, how they work is it would kind of self-generate everything that's needed. Since we created it, we would have our conscious and subconscious mind would have power over it. So, like, while you're there, you could just think of food and it would happen. So, like, you could theoretically, I haven't actually done this before. It's just something I've Morgan kind of told me about in part of my magic training growing up. So theoretically, you could survive there for as long as you wanted.
Wow.
And
sounds useful.
If we have control over it, would that not be an excellent place to reason with an unreasonable person?
Possibly. I don't know how bringing someone else over would work who isn't part of the, I guess, like, circle of people that help make it.
Interesting. We can figure out the specifics later. I love this idea. I feel like we need to do something.
Well, another question is, if we do go with this idea, how does time work in this realm?
That's a good
compared
question.
to the real world.
That is a good point.
From what I was told, that's kind of up to us.
Really?
So in a sense, we could stop time and nothing would move?
Or like slow it a bit?
Yes, slow, not stop, and not like time travel or anything.
No.
But yeah, I've only ever seen this done in Avalon once with my godmother when she was explaining how this works to me. She slowed down time in Avalon, you can do that.
Right.
That specific function would be wonderful and very much needed at this time.
It'd give us time to think. It'd keep Elianna
It'd give
safe.
us time to put together a coherent plan of action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this might be the right course for now.
Okay, we're going to want to do this at my apartment then.
What materials do you need?
I know materials. I don't really know ritual magic, which is part of the reason why I'm going to need you guys, because ritual magic, you could maybe make a domain a bit easier. It would take longer, but you could do it by yourself probably. But this is just kind of going to be pure putting like psychic energy into reality. It's going to be part of the magical realms, which is already a place of thought. So not quite as hard as trying to do the same thing on here in the real world. But I'm going to need everyone, except no offense to you, Bishop and Moroni. We're not really that close. The Bishop just laughs like, oh, don't worry. Moroni adds like, yeah, we're not offended. I'm glad we could help you guys out, but yes, I have only met you 3 times so far, I think.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, and thank you for helping me.
I'm very glad. Speaking of which, we can continue talking while moving. We should.
Yes, we should get going.
Get out of this place.
In a different way than when you came in.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many of you met Donovan face to face?
It was just Julie and me at that point. We picked up the Bishop just a bit after that.
All right, you might want to lie low for a bit.
I will be safe.
You would also be protecting others by doing so.
All right.
So we're leaving, right?
So we head out and we meet up with Rob. Nice to see you guys again.
Long time no see.
Heard you guys got yourselves in a bit of a mess.
That, my dear Rob, has to be the understatement of the last century.
Well, glad to see y'all made out of it, okay? You guys want to go back the way we came, or no, Rob? We're going to take an alternate route. It seems that we may have been followed on the previous route. Oh, so your cars are still kind of there. I can find my vehicle later.
Elianna looks concerned.
Let's just make sure that our friends here are able to get out of the tunnels without anyone noticing. All right, well, yeah, I know some paths we can take, and Rob takes us through the tunnels.
Is it dark in these tunnels, or is there light right now?
I think Joan...
I think this is like the 8th time you've asked that
this
question.
This is a running bit now. Every single time we're in these storm drains, you're like, is there a light in here, or is it completely dark? And I love that so much.
There is no
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Nathaniel.
No. Don't be sorry.
No,
don't be
thank
sorry.
You. That was
Okay,
needed.
so I think Joan would have conjured a light while we were still in the other tunnels.
Okay.
For those who can't
But yes, there is, other than Joan's magic light, there is no light in these tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
Rob would be carrying a flashlight with him and stuff.
Okay.
I think just as an experiment, Voltaire would try making some light.
He can.
Hey.
Elianna, you feel him just a visible sigh of relief.
You good there?
I wasn't able to do that down in the cave.
Well, I'm glad things are back to normal.
Normal is irrelevant, my dear. For people like us, it has a nasty habit to change day to day.
So as we're going downtown, Rian's going to be at the back of the group with his flashlight on. He's more or less going to keep an eye on the rear.
Good plan.
So some things with the domain. We will only be able to access it in places that have a very strong connection to ourselves. So places like my apartment, potentially your truck, Rian. You kind of live out of your truck, right?
More or less, or wherever I camp out. But yeah, more or less the truck, I suppose.
So then, in the bed of your truck maybe would be a place we could access it. That sort of thing. Places that have very strong emotional connection to ourselves, and especially places that we have spent an extended amount of time in. Positive connotations will make it easier, but I suppose strong enough negative thoughts. She kind of unconscious, doesn't really think about it, but glances at Elianna when she says that. Negative emotions would also work. That would be a more painful transition. So we'll go to my place since I'm the one casting the spell. Actually, materials. It's not really material so much as if you have an item of any kind that is particularly precious to you, that would be good to have, kind of to help focus your thoughts. Do you guys all have something?
Cayden nods.
Rian just nods.
Elianna looks down. She just sort of is like, well,
right.
I was sort of in the middle of a fitting when I got taken, so I don't have anything.
I could have it be retrieved for you.
Fairy stuff?
Yeah, the little folk are good with that kind of thing. You just need to give them the right incentive.
Yeah.
Am I going to have to order another pizza?
That'd work.
Elianna smiles a little.
The old fashioned way was, I think, was honey and bread, or bread and honey. But I think they seem to be pretty. From what I've seen, they seem to be pretty fond of pizza these days.
Do you think they leave any for us?
We can always order more than one.
Because I don't know about you, but I am famished.
Oh yes, I could eat a horse.
Believe me, I'd be willing to eat.
I could eat several horses. Oh well.
So I could probably
in certain circumstances.
Right
I bet I could put a rawhide to shame with how much I could eat right now.
Give me a good rattlesnake and I'll be fine.
Ellie, do you have something that you'd want me to get little folk to grab?
Yes. Mechanical question. Can other people reach into a bag of holding and pull something out if they know that it's there? Like someone else's bag of holding? Okay. They're probably going to have to be really careful not to be seen, because if they are seen, then there's going to be trouble.
That's what they're best at. There's thousands of them in the city. Have you ever seen one?
Okay. It's going to be in my purse. It's a bag of... We call them bags of holding, right?
That's a generic term. It might just be popularized among mortals because of D&D.
Okay.
If you were to ask Morgan what the bag was called, she might have a different name for it. But yeah. I think bag of holding would be a colloquialism among mortals.
Okay. It'll be in my purse, which will be in the bedroom on the north side of the suite.
What did I tell them to look out for?
Lower bishop's ring.
Okay. They don't know what a bishop is.
Okay.
Should I just have them grab any rings they find in your purse?
It would be a golden ring about yay big with a stone set in the very center.
All right, yeah, that's something I can use.
What about Andi?
The Bible. It's the Bible in her van.
We gotta go get it from her van then.
The fairies can do it.
Oh, the fairies could do it. Yeah, it's true. You're right. They could do it.
We head down through the tunnels and finally reach the exit. Bob's like, all right, here's your stop. Moroni turns to the group before leaving and says, it's been a pleasure working with you all and helping to stop this particular apocalypse.
And we were grateful for your assistance, Moroni, and yours, Bishop. Cayden extends his hand out in the general direction of front of him.
The bishop steps over and takes his hand, giving him a perfect shake. My pleasure.
Remind me next time we should meet. Hopefully it is under better circumstances. But I would love to sit down and discuss theology, discuss your religion.
I'd like that. I think I can make that work.
It's been a while since I've seen someone with the monumental faith that resides in either of you?
I think if you looked, you'd find that there's more faithful people than you expect. Just most of them don't go actively searching for ways to get themselves killed.
Valid point.
Well, Bishop, we can probably reschedule for another time.
I'm looking forward to it.
As am I.
And the two of them head out.
As they're leaving, Voltaire pulls out the usual wad of cash to give to Rob. As he shakes his hand, he's just like, "You are a gentleman and a scholar."
Thank you very much. Pocket cash.
After Rob leaves, Rian will be like, so Joan, I think maybe just for extra precautions till we get to your apartment, maybe you cast a glamour on all of us so that no one recognizes us?
I think I can do that.
I'm curious to see what we're all going to look like when this...
Look like us.
She's probably...
Oh my gosh. I'm having a crisis.
As much as I would love
we
that,
haven't been to Vegas.
Joan doesn't have a reference for that.
This is like a fun meta punishment for us for not having gone to Vegas yet. Aaron could pull it off.
After he says that, using his Stone of Glamour, Rian looks like Jonathan again.
I love that so much.
It would have been great because it would have been like Elianna looks like Aimee or something. Like everyone switched. No one actually looks like their character.
I think we're all going to look how Joan wants us to look.
Basically.
Joan actually does something a little more subtle.
Oh?
She makes us unnoticeable.
I like this plan.
Bland, average, fade into the background sort of people.
That is nothing short of a miracle you have worked here.
It's a kind of glamour where instead of focusing on actual physical appearance, it focuses on the way people perceive us in that they don't. They recognize that you're there, but their eyes just kind of slide off you. You're unimportant. A face in the crowd.
Which is, like Caitlin said, truly a miracle considering the party which we all keep.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Voltaire is a spectacle in and of himself.
Rian just looks at the glamour, he just nods his head in approval.
Elianna's like fully, not only is she just Elianna, but she's like in a half-finished, extremely expensive-looking dress.
I just realized that Andy's probably been like wearing pajamas this whole time because she was just hanging out in the house.
Oh my gosh,
I was about to say,
that is such a mood.
You're right.
I love that. First of all, also, do I have shoes on?
Ooh,
probably not.
Nice. Cool.
Oh, I probably don't have shoes either then. I was in a house. Why would I be wearing shoes?
Oh my God.
Cayden was fully dressed because he was about to leave.
Actually, you're going to want to...
You're going to roll resilience checks.
No, survival checks.
Can I have a possible solution.
He does not keep shoes in his bag of holding. He does not.
Oh my gosh, he totally keeps shoes in his bag of holding.
Shoes or women in his pocket.
He has a fully equipped women's wardrobe in his apartment.
But that is different than having it in your pocket.
Tell me.
Bag of holding.
It's a never-ending bag of stuff.
It is, but...
What justification could you use?
Why would he have...
Are they glass slippers?
Pockets.
Just in case, you know?
Here's
if
a
the
thought.
shoe fits and everything.
The Pixie Fairies are going to go get our stuff anyway. Why can't they just get our shoes?
Do not get my shoes. Do not get my shoes.
Oh yeah, we don't need Elianna to
Nothing
look like
missing
she's
from that
gone.
building besides inside my bag. I just want to make that
she's
very
in the bag.
clear.
Voltaire, after...
Okay, so when we're at the front, Joan's just like, Joan notices that you're not wearing any shoes. Like, yeah, you're not going to want to walk around. Not any time that's not winter.
What time?
Wait, what time of day is it when we go outside? What time
Is
of
it
day is
daytime?
it?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh my
Really?
gosh.
Mhm.
Things couldn't be trippier.
Was it tomorrow? Because
it's tomorrow.
Was it tomorrow?
Was it tomorrow?
Is it
You know what time it's tomorrow.
It was tomorrow.
After Joan mentions that, Voltaire would just be like, you could always have your little friends go and raid my closets.
Oh, true. That's smart. I was gonna just get see if I could contact some cobs, but that would be faster.
They will. You can rest assure them that they will have.
I'd love to see these fairies' fashion sense. What do they think?
Cobs? They're the experts in the field. Cobs are how cobblers get their name.
I see.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
He's you as a person, out of character.
Oh, I was like, I made a out of character statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, Voltaire tells you can reassure them that I will pay them handsomely in whatever pizza they desire.
All right. You're going to have to order the pizza before she can try summoning any fairies.
Just order a pizza to the street corner.
You can do that.
Yeah.
It's just,
you can.
It's just
you can
amazing.
order pizza anywhere as long as you're there with money.
I can't wait for the delivery guy to show up and be like, "Where are they?
Where are they?"
Hello?
Oh yeah, we're unnoticeable.
I've never.
You just lay the money gently on the ground.
And suddenly the money's there. It's like, oh wow, where'd that come from? Okay.
Well, no, you see that we're there.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't be able to focus on
We're
us.
going to recognize us later.
Okay, Voltaire
against the law to do that.
Voltaire calls up the pizza place, and he's just like, and he asks Joan, "Tell me, how much pizza do I need?"
For the fairies, just get one extra large. I don't know. For us, we could get another one.
Okay. He rings them up. He's just like, "Hello, I'm gonna need 3 extra large pizzas delivered to the corner of street and street as fast as humanly possible."
Do you have a preference as to the kind of pizza?
Preferences?
I like pepperoni and jalapenos.
Yes, that right there.
Objections?
I'll take pineapple and ham.
You heathen.
Hey, let's just be spicy. Let's do pineapple and jalapeno.
Voltaire is going to have a long discussion with you guys.
Bad idea.
Can I get 2 pepperoni and jalapeno and one you can besmirch with pineapple and ham?
Don't get jalapeno on the one for the fairies. They're not fond of that.
One with jalapeno, the other with not. Thank you.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I just had to.
I know.
Pineapple on a pizza is an abomination.
That's such a Rian move. How could you?
Okay, well, I love just everyone's reaction. I also love like Nathaniel just like not able to communicate anymore when Aaron said pineapple jalapeno. All right, so when the pizza gets here, like the delivery man kind of like squints at us. It's like, pizza?
Waves money
Yes, thank you, my good man. That was very prompt.
He takes the money and then like as he's leaving, he kind of shakes his head like, huh?
And as he looks down, he notices the extravagant tip.
Oh. All right.
No questions, please.
And so Joan gets a big slice for herself while she prepares to call some fairies.
Elianna takes a slice. I don't think
Rian
she's
takes a
eaten.
slice.
I'm just gonna stop that sentence there. Actually,
it's gonna take some
slice of ham and pineapple.
Oh,
so
Rian goes for the ham and pineapple.
Julie gets some pineapple too.
So is disgusted.
So just wait. So it's gonna take some maneuvering, but Cayden's gonna take it
between Joan and Julie is the pizza thing.
I love it. That's okay. It's gonna take some maneuvering, but Cayden's gonna take a slice of the ham and pineapple and take a slice of the pepperoni and the jalapeno. And he's gonna sandwich them together, like on top of each other, and he's just eating it. He's just really hungry and not caring.
Voltaire
Joan and Julie are at that, like, no.
Yeah, Voltaire puts down the piece of pizza that he was thinking about eating and just mutters under his breath, "I have suddenly lost my appetite."
Eliana's trying really hard to eat her pizza, but she's laughing too hard.
Rian just watches Cayden, shrugs, and continues eating his pizza.
Cayden does not care.
In the corner, just, no.
Ruined 2 perfectly good pieces of pizza, and how much does he care? Not at all.
Hey, I do pizza and eating the screen. What the hell?
All right. Joan steps off to the side for a bit to call up some fairies. We see after a bit some glowing lights flitter over. First, Joan has she has the pizza inside of like a circle, so the fairies can't get at it immediately. Makes a deal with the little fairies and then breaks the circle. They devour the pizza and fly off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then a bit later, the fairies return with a ring and some shoes and a Bible.
Nice.
Nice.
Gosh.
All right, so off to your place then, Joan?
Yeah, pulls up Google Maps on her phone. Like, yeah, it looks like it's about a 3-hour walk from here. So
nice.
Why didn't we have the dude take us out of the sewers where my van was?
Because we didn't think of that.
No one thought about it.
Because you left.
Well, no, you weren't here when we actually left the sewers.
Was true.
That's true. I should know where we were going.
I mean, we could say
that
that's where we were. Or we
Or
could
we
just
could
walk.
just have Voltaire call up a car.
That's who I keep on forgetting. Voltaire can do that.
That's right, Voltaire.
This makes me nervous. It's fine.
It makes me nervous, but whatever.
Would anybody object to me calling up a car?
That would kind of defeat the point of us. Like, it would be much faster and more comfortable on my feet, but it would kind of ruin the whole glamour to make us unnoticeable if we're driving around on the inside of a very obvious vehicle.
Also, no matter the opulence of the vehicle, Donovan does know who we all are. I maybe should have mentioned that earlier, but yeah.
Oh, so we're operating under the assumption that all of our usual avenues of transport are being watched.
It's very possible. I don't know how much he knows. Is one of the biggest problems with this whole situation.
All right.
He knows. Well, I will say he knows more about you than about anybody else.
Voltaire he chuckles, but it's not an amused chuckle.
Okay.
Well, what if perhaps we call up 1 or 2 taxis? That way we're not completely noticeable.
Taxis seem fine to me.
Or, honestly, it's been a while since I've had a good walk. Why put Joan's glamour to waste?
Because it's 3 hours?
I think taking a couple of taxis would work.
Taxis it is, then.
If anything, the glamour helps us be unrecognizable to the taxi drivers so they can't identify us.
It's true.
No, I would need to drop the glamour if you want to wave down a cab.
A little hard to wave down a cab if they can't actually, see that's waving.
If you fade into the background, it's hard to catch someone's attention.
Anyway, would someone else like to call up the cab? I don't have any other transportation on my phone aside from my usual driving service.
Andi will. Just Google it. Google taxi cabs and then call a number.
Nice.
Sweet.
Because apparently Voltaire doesn't know how to use a phone.
Not a smartphone. The entire idea of the internet is still a rather foreign concept for him.
I like
Wait,
to
what kind of phone does Voltaire have?
He has a
probably a smartphone.
No, stop it.
He does have a smartphone. The only thing he knows how to do on it is call people.
I like to imagine Elianna trying to teach him how to use the internet, and it just not going well.
Voltaire doesn't have a phone because it got smashed, remember?
You're right.
So he used someone else's phone to get pizza.
He could have borrowed any of our phones.
Yeah, it's true.
That still are on us.
So we get in the taxis, in our various taxis, and head back to Joan's apartment, which she has given the address to all of you.
Voltaire produces enough money to pay for the cab.
Sweet.
Nice.
Pay for the cabs.
You're our money man now.
Head to...
You were always our money man, but now you're the only money man.
If Voltaire can't shoot his problems, he throws money at them until they go away.
Heck yeah.
I like it.
So we head back to Joan's apartment, and Joan lets everyone in. It might be a bit of a mess since the last time we were here, we were being attacked.
Don't worry about it.
I won't judge too harshly.
Okay. Does everyone have an item?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. In one hand, I want you to hold the item.
Cayden reaches up to his hat and takes out the feather.
Voltaire produces his saxophone case and takes out a rather raggedy-looking piece of staff paper.
Oh.
Elianna sees that and she's just like...
Joan kind of like looks at the paper and is like, paper?
I'll explain later.
Okay. So in one hand, hold the item. The other, grab onto somebody else's wrist, who like the wrist of someone holding, like the wrist of the hand holding an item.
Okay.
You're gonna want to be in a circle.
Rian pulls out one of his blessed hunting knives, in particular the one that used to belong to his mother.
So we grab someone else's wrist?
Yeah.
Elianna's gonna grab Voltaire's wrist. She's got some emotions on her face, clearly.
Julie has a silver crucifix.
Ooh.
Joan puts her amulet in her hand, and Joan takes Julie's hand.
Cayden will, I guess, grab the wrist that Joan's holding.
The hand that Joan is using to hold the amulet.
He'll grab that wrist and then hold out his hand with the feather, just kind of out, in the case there's still a hole to be filled.
Rian would move next to Cayden and grab his wrist with the feather.
Andi will take the final position.
Between Rian and Voltaire, I guess.
Well, you haven't decided. No, because Elianna grabbed Voltaire's hand. So Voltaire needs to grab someone's hand, and someone needs to grab Elianna's hand.
Where do those two go then?
And no one's grabbed Julie's hand. Well, Julie, actually, no. Let me see, wait.
Joan is holding Julie's, Cayden's holding Joan's, Rian's holding Cayden's.
Okay.
And then Eliana's holding Voltaire.
Two people.
So Julie needs to grab someone.
Why is this important?
Because
It
character relationships.
Ritual.
Because the whole thing about this thing that we're doing is it stems from strong relationship connections, which don't have to be like the Julie whoever won is going to be more tenuous, but like.
Ooh. Julie's gonna grab Eliana's hand.
Oh. Okay. Emotions.
Andi will grab Rian's.
Which means that Voltaire
has to grab hers.
Andy.
Which is lovely. And, you know,
that fits.
It works.
I think that fits.
Perfect.
I think that's brilliant. This is great. I love all of this.
All right.
I feel like before this, like, while all you guys were, like, figuring out whose hand, Andi was just kind of standing in the background, like, she's going to take whatever spot is last. And she was kind of hoping it would be between Rian and Julie because she feels the most comfortable around people who she has no connection with.
She has a connection with Cayden?
At least. Or Cayden. I forget.
No, but she knew that you would.
Cayden was taken.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, fair enough.
All right. So once everyone is holding hands, Joan's all right. Think of a place where you feel at peace. Find a place, could be from your past, could even be, I don't know, just something connected to you, positive thoughts.
Oh, I just realized something. And I feel like in this moment, Andi will also realize this thing that she had forgotten.
Ooh, okay.
And at the same time, while you are visualizing that, think of the other people in the circle. Think of your connections, how we are all tied together. And then she says a short incantation in French.
I have a question. are there things that you could think that would accidentally make this not work, or is it just going to work just cuz?
If you were to start thinking about unrelated things, yeah.
No, related, but
it doesn't. So
Elianna doesn't have a straightforward happy place.
As long as you are focused on a place in your mind and your connections to other people in the circle, it's going to work. And so Joan repeats this phrase 2 more times for a total of 3. And on the 3rd time, we are not. Well, actually, this will need to be a check.
You put away your dice.
We're only creating our own little pocket dimension.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is going to be a formidable.
Would we get several blue die for the fact that we have focuses? Like we actually have items to help focus?
Yes, that is part of the reason for having.
Did you send a text to Jonathan or something?
Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know if I like that.
Let us know.
Is it to
No, it's in general. Well, it I feel like it's stronger for specifics, but like in general, just like to everything and everyone.
Okay, interesting.
I'm really nervous now.
Yeah.
But you have a happy place, more or less.
Oh my.
Yeah. Okay, that'll be interesting. That'll have some happens.
Yeah, I thought it might.
Oh boy.
Okay, so this will be discipline, but it will be a combined check with everyone in the group.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
You can use Cayden's skill.
What's Cayden's skill?
5 ranks.
Ooh.
Oh my laws.
That is good because Joan has 4 willpower.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Dang.
Okay.
If someone wanted to use intense focus.
I can use intense focus.
As can I.
Are you both going to use it?
Yes.
Yeah, you use it.
This seems like the right time to do it.
I feel
All
like
right.
you use it twice each. What about you, Zander?
That seems broken. I will leave that up to Jonathan.
Huh?
Would it be too broken if we both used intense focus twice each?
You can only do it once in this case.
That's
Can
fair.
you use brilliant
One each.
casting?
No, you are not casting a spell. You are kind of acting as a focus for Joan casting a spell.
I see.
Used intense focus once, so a lot of taste.
I'm so excited.
I'm kind of hoping bad things happen. I just want to see.
Gosh dang it, Amy, seriously.
That's my job. not
That's
yours.
with a triumph.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
On that 3rd incantation, we are not in Joan's apartment anymore. You open your eyes, and we are in a spacious living room. On either side are doors. Over each door says someone's name and room. Elianna's room, Voltaire's room, Cayden's room, Rian's room, Julie's room, Joan's room, Andi's room. Except Andi's room is alone. So there's a door that has like a stereotypical like exit sign over it. 3 doors lining opposite walls and 1 door opposite of the exit. And Andi's room is opposite of the exit.
Oh.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This center area is large and spacious. There's a roaring fireplace along with lava lamps.
Don't know where those came from.
I wonder.
And there is a really, really nice, looks incredibly expensive armchair next to a couch that looks like it was bought at a garage sale, but also looks rather comfortable. And this hectic mix of everyone's various aesthetics in here.
Oh my.
And we have now entered our domain.
I'm grateful for you guys.
Oh, I'm glad I caught that on recording.
Yeah.
Now you have evidence.
All right. The Inquisitor's entire body glows with negative light as he becomes a negative image of himself.
I feel like if you do this sort of thing, it should be like, you guys ever seen the Atlantis movie, the cartoon Disney one?
Gosh. Yeah.
When,
Who
when he
hasn't?
burns from the inside out and he just like fades away and he just like crumbles. He turns into lava because he like eats, I don't remember what happened, something with the rock, the magic stone. I feel like that's what should happen if you do that with an angel. You should just like from the inside, you just start to glow and you just kind of like die.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case right
as
now.
great as that,
I think he's doing fine.
Psychological damage is going to be the least of his problems.
Well,
pretty psychologically damaged.
Noted that he is starting to leak.
Gross.
Oh.
Light. There's some cracks starting to appear in places.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Dark Shadows?
Nope.
No. Never heard of it.
Well, there's a scene at the end where they like are trying to defeat the bad guy. It's this big evil witch lady, and she like gets so smashed in that her face literally cracks like porcelain, and it's just like a hole. That's kind of what I'm imagining, except there's light there.
I love
That's
it.
good. That's good imagery.
This is that
There's
good
some-
sci-fi.
As they're walking out.
You guys want to know how much damage you guys dealt?
I'm assuming not much. 6?
Not surprised. Not surprised.
Dang.
So was that including Moroni's hit?
Yep.
Oh,
Moroni
shit.
did most of the damage.
Oh my
I mean, fair.
laws.
Moroni did 4 damage. Rian did 2.
Well,
Jeez.
you know, we beat him. We beat him.
Hey, this is how
That's what
Unseen World
matters.
works, you know? Some people are just weak to certain things, and you just gotta exploit that, or you die.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact, the holy power and blessed weapons still only do half damage to him.
What the?
Wow.
Everything
my
else
goodness.
deals 0 damage.
Wow. That's insane.
That is ridiculous.
Well, we're not gonna fight an angel again, I'm hoping. Never again.
No, please.
Anyway.
I suppose
Still
that
didn't get the full connection, but he did feel that someone guiding his hand.
Playing from John the Adventurer.
great timing.
Excellent.
Okay, well, I love just everyone's reaction. I also love like Nathaniel just like not able to communicate anymore when Aaron said pineapple jalapeno.
We're going on a field trip.
Woo.
Favorite rocket.
Oh, jeez. Nathaniel's
Oh
dying.
gosh,
Are
we
you good?
really killed Nathaniel.
SOS.
Don't die on us, Nathaniel.
This is called the My Roommate's Going to Bed field trip.
It's my favorite field trip.
I had no idea this whole pizza episode would have us laughing so hard. It might have been because we were just so tense
Oh my
from everything
gosh.
else
Yes.
that like we desperately needed this.
Oh yeah,
We
I
need
needed
some
to laugh.
laughter.
We need some stuff.
I'm
Anyway,
alive.
let's move on.
I'm alive. All right, Amy. What's the number?
Come up with a phone number, Amy. Call it.
1602 533-729.
Hopefully no one actually calls that and sees if
Call
it
that
actually comes up
freaking
anything.
I don't know.
I like how you didn't even go for the 555. It's just like real number, real person number.
Zander is gone.
I'm texting him.
Now, who's in the taxi with who?
Oof.
Oh my
Joan and
laws.
Julia.
Shocker.
Sorry about that. My internet just had an aneurysm.
No, because 4
You
people can
good.
fit in a taxi, and there's 7 people, so you only need 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I
True.
could put 4 in.
Elianna will be in a taxi with Voltaire, and no one is surprised.
No one's surprised Julie and Joan went in too.
Yeah.
So again,
We're not surprised about the couples being
So
in
freaking
the same places.
High school. Well, It doesn't matter. Are we gonna have scenes?
No.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the apartment.
Voltaire,